Um, I'm not a Chihuahua, I'm Fuwawa. I'm not Fuwawa, I'm Mokoko. And together we are Fuamoko. Bow bow. That was a bad impression. That was a really bad impression. Hello. Hold on. It's a lot of technical difficulties I'm having here. First of all, okay, here I am. Here I am. Here I am. There you are. Do 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 do. Okay, my second monitor accidentally got self-destructed, which is probably not a possible thing, but whatever. I don't have a better explanation for this. And I'm reading my chat with my tablet. How long is the delay here? So now I'm not looking at my second monitor, I'm looking down when I look here. Here I'm looking at my first monitor, and there I'm looking at my tablet. And I used to look here when I was streaming, when I was having a second monitor. Oh my god! I'm nervous again. And I'm also super late. If somebody was that late to meeting with me, I would be so pissed. Woman moment, I guess? I was late because I was making my nails. I'm trying to restore a nail that I accidentally cut off in half while cooking yesterday. I was pretty successful. I did a great job. Really good nail. I'm thinking maybe I should do every other nail this way. It looks good. Okay. I'm kind of annoyed. I miss my second monitor. Now I cannot see if something is wrong with the stream unless it's like gonna be shown with delay. So it's gonna suck. Streaming is hard. When you're not into like a zone with it, it's so hard. It's hard to be here. But it's fine. It's gonna be fine if we stream more and more often and more time. So let's just go. Oh, I also created a stand. Okay, it's gonna sound mean, but I'm not intended to be mean. I created a stand for my phone, and I needed to use a book, and the book I use is Bible, and it is rude. But I fucking love Bible. It's one of my favorite books. I really love mythology in here. Mythology is good. Like, it's not out of disrespect, it's out of, like, necessity. I don't have any other books that would help me. And this is really tough book. Wrong word. What's the word? Like, thick book? So, it's really helpful. So, at least sometime it's supposed to be helpful, right? It's Bible redemption arc, maybe? None of this is funny, but I think it is a little bit. Okay, let's just read a novel, whatever. Oh, last time we were seeing fake Kanan because Beatrice told us that Kanan is actually dead in that room with Jessica. So I don't know, who the fuck is this? Is this Beatrice? Somehow this being us again? Holy fuck, now that's annoying. Seeing myself on the screen below me, it's annoying. Maybe I should put it here. Okay, that's better. That's probably better. Now I'm gonna look at the side. Okay, whatever. Cuff. Rosa-sama. She... Wait, Rosa-sama is youngest of Ushinomiya children, right? Characters... Let's recheck. I'm kinda bad on names. Yeah, it is Rosa-sama. Ooh, so... Fake Kanan trying to fucked up everybody? Don't tell Kanan-kun! You won't open! Rosa-sama came to my lady and Me. And what did you say? Rosa-sama did? Oh, could it mean? Could it mean? Are you certain? Yes, I'm certain it was Rosa-sama. Come now, don't speak anymore. Kumasawa-san, please grab another fist and get first aid kit. Stupefaction? What the fuck is stupefaction? Ninja-san, is it possible Rosa-sama did such a thing? I don't know. Disregarding Nanji and Kumasawa, who was struggling hard and stained with blood as they tried to stop the bleeding, Genji and Goda faced each other. Oh, okay, so nobody could ignore that Kanon is here because they're all in blood, right? Because it feels like this part of the story could be easily deceived from main character. Because if what Kanon has said was the truth, Rosa was the culprit who killed Jessica. Kurski, Rosa, how could you do that to Milady? I'm gonna kill you. Kanon screamed even more hatefully. His fate-filled voice made it seem like he had seen Jessica being harmed right before his eyes. Certainly, Rosa-sama may have had a reason to kill my lady. If the Shinomiya family was wiped out, the inheritance would all go to Rosa-sama. Really? If so, Butler-sama and George-sama are in danger. Not only is Rosa-sama holding a gun, but right now they're only ones in a parlor. Genji-san, isn't this quite perilous? 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 Shannon. Ooh, she's mad. Shannon suddenly ran out into the corridor. Oh, yeah. It's her husband we're talking about. Her expression was complex and tragic, as though she didn't know what to believe. Shannon ran. To where? The inside of the mansion has been scrumptiously cleaned, so they probably wouldn't be easy to find. She might find some if she searched the rose garden, but they wouldn't probably have all been lost in the wind and rain. What? That's right. The boiler room isn't clean very often. If she went here, she might be able to find some. Kanon ran down the stairs to choose for those in the underground boiler room. Oh, for the weapon? For the guns? What is she... what? For the knife? Had some medicine taken effect at the brink of death's brink? Or had Kanon finally stopped even feeling pain? For the time being, Kanon had at least gotten over his painful gasping. Manji apparently didn't think of this as a great of a threat, and didn't let his eyes off Kanon for a second. Kumasawa firmly gripped Kanon's hand and he was guarding him so that his will to stay alive didn't fall asleep. Genji and Goda seemed bewildered at how to deal with the truth that Kanon has risked his life to deliver. I believe Rosa-sama's gun had 4 or 5 shots loaded. No small number, but loading cartridges into the gun should require quite a lot of practice. We might unfortunately allow her to get 1 shot off, but if everyone attacked her at once, ooh, really reasonable, we should be able to take the gun from her before she shoot again. On this island, we may have a doctor, but there's no medicine and no hospital. Really? No medicine at all? Really? That's kind of inconvenient. Shouldn't be at least some medicine? You on a fucking island, cut off from the outside world. Why wouldn't you have at least some, like, medicine? You literally have a doctor here. If you shot in the wrong place, you're dead. Maybe he was talking about, like, equipment? Why would he say medicine? I understand that, but more importantly, if it don't come quickly, there's also the possibility that another crime will occur. I get the feeling that Rosa-sama skillfully chased us out. There is a possibility that George-sama and Butler-sama are being killed right about now. That's funny. If the opponent is so dangerous, wouldn't it be better if we didn't provoke them too much? But there is still much time before tomorrow comes. We can't even imagine what strategy she will use. Genji-san, we should be the ones to take the first move. If we at least can take a gun from her under some pretext, things might work out. There are 4 or 5 cartridges, are there not? That means there aren't enough to kill us all. If we don't carelessly provoke her, surely even Rosa-sama wouldn't recklessly... No. She said it. She said she'll massacre all of us. Fuck you, fake Kanan! Excuse me? Kanan, who they thought has been sleeping quietly, suddenly started talking brightly. This is fucking Beatrice. What is this shit? Almost like he had been awake the whole time and he suddenly opened his mouth. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He looked firm and steady, and Nanji was slightly relieved, but thinking of the deepness of that wound, he just couldn't wipe away. He started a creepy feeling. Like... He knew because he was a doctor. Kanan should have been expected to fall unconscious after losing so much blood, and yet somehow he had preserved his awareness so clearly. Use? Or tendency? Sometimes the power of human life did surpass common knowledge. When they had stopped the bleeding to make sure there is no foreign object inside the affected area, Nanji has dropped around a bit inside the bleeding hole and tweezers, and the great depths of the wound has surprised him. The wound had certainly reached as far as the lungs. And yet... No. On the other hand, the fact that he was alive was fortunate. But Kanan has spoken clearly. He had hatefully said that the one named Rosa has created this wound and was repeating curses and enraged words. Open your eyes? Yeah. She wants to kill anyone. Always. She wants to kill anyone by any means necessary before the typhoon passes, so that she can have the Master's wealth all to herself. I wonder if Shannon understands it wasn't canon, or is she actually go to find the weapon? She told me that clearly. Damn, what a person. Genji-san, what should we do? Do we also not need some kind of weapons? I can't believe it so suddenly. That Rosa-sama would do something like... Yeah, bitch. Genji-sama, it isn't a question of whether you believe or not. She told me. I heard it. Why won't you believe me? Don't get up. You worsen your wound. Kanan sat up on a bed and spoke to Genji, who was making no effort to believe Kanan's story. Ooh. She will definitely kill all of us. She'll surely kill all of the people in the parlor by now. If we don't kill her first, it will absolutely be us who are killed first. You're already dead, like what are you talking about? Just like how I was killed first, everyone else will also be killed first. Oh, would you? Was you killed first? Kill or be killed. Kill or be killed. Kill or be killed. No comma? Kanan, son, you... Does it really not hurt? Oh, this? It isn't a serious wound. What do you mean, not a serious wound? You... It really isn't a big deal. It doesn't hurt at all anymore. It truly isn't a serious wound. As Karan said that, he began to untie his own bandages, which had been painstakingly wrapped. How's this behavior in his head supposed to correlate with the threat of immediate death? Isn't it only makes everything weird? And there is literally a person who doesn't believe him. Those demons doing a bad job. The gruesome hole in his chest was immediately exposed. Oh shit! I need to go and take my water. Let me do it right now. Hold on. Be right back. In 5 seconds. Oops. Ouch. Ow. Put my water into microwave for 5 minutes. And guess what? It's cold. It's cold. We don't have enough electricity power, voltage in our system, in our electricity system. So nothing is working, which is super funny. Cold water in cold weather. Oh. Second. Oh, it's a red. Kanan-san, you mustn't do something like that. Quickly, lay down. I said it's fine. Look, see? It's not a serious wound, right? Kanan showed off his gaping wound, which was slowly spitting out foamy blood. This is creepy. Everyone averted their eyes reflexively. See? I told you that it isn't serious wound at all. Stop that. You mustn't play with your wound. Look, see? It isn't a deep wound at all. Look. Look. Kanan held up 2 fingers, showed them up to everyone, and slowly started to slick them into the gruesome wound right in the center of the chest. Oh, Bible reference? Lunging, slimy, squishy, wet. The fingers. Sorry. The fingers wearing deep to the base. That's kind of hot. Excuse me? Squish, glub, blurb. Come on, stop it! Stop it! Hammond stuck his fingers completely into his chest, up to their base. Like, why is he doing this? He slowly pulled them out in exactly the same way. The fingers he pulled out was stained, sticky, solid, deep red color, and there was even a thread hanging. Holy fuck. It's okay. The fingers were all the way to their base, covered in deep red. You... What in the world? See? It's not serious wound at all. You see? Oh, it is Beatrice, okay. And just then, the door opened vigorously and Sharon appeared. Even after she saw Kanan stained with the fresh blood, her impregnable expression didn't falter. Hey, Nessan. Where'd you go? I'm on the verge of death here. Where'd you go? Well, I went to the boiler room, looking for something. More importantly, I want to check. Are you really, Kanan-kun? Oh. I thought it's gonna be good. Why would they do this? I thought it's gonna be like mind games and shit. But no, they just blow out their cover as a cannon. That's annoying. Huh? It was only natural. Everyone believed he was Kanan, so they couldn't understand the meaning of Sharon's question. When they looked, they noticed that Sharon was holding a handkerchief in her hands. It was filthy, and looked like she was wiped with some trash or dust. And while holding that, she approached Kanan and drew close on his legs. What is that? It's a handkerchief with a spider web wiped onto it. No idea what she's cooking? Why something like that? If you're Kanan-kun, you should be alright. But if spiders are your natural enemy, I thought you might hate it. Excuse me? Beatrice lore just dropped? What? Oh no. I don't hate spiders. Sorry, I'll try it. Shannon-chan. When Shannon brought the handkerchief close to Karen's thigh, something happened in an instant. It happened all at once. The human eye couldn't even have followed it. Karen jumped back like a wild goat, fleeing from the thing Shannon was holding. And his arm drew trails with some kind of afterglow that flashed purple. They were 3 beautiful purple trails drawn in an arc, and they were traced across the throats of Nanji and Kumasawa, who has been tending to him. And Nanji and Kumasawa's throats had opened like a gaping mouth, and it was the very instant before the blood was about to start spewing out. The 3rd purple trail should have traced across Shannon's throat. But Shannon wasn't here. Yeah, she's a superhuman, of course. Because Genji has been behind her, had wrapped his own arm around Shannon's neck and pulled her back. Oh, no, it was Genji. This all happened in an instant. In an instant, Goda tried to think fast and attempt to understand the scene, the frozen moment. In time shattered. No. -2. Blood spread forcefully from Kanji and Kumasawa's neck, which has been torn open. Still my jump Karen wall kicked off picture frame that has been hanging from the wall behind him, springing forwards just like a cat and aiming for Shannon's throat again. Why spiders? But Karen's target once again disappeared in front of him. Because Genji has pulled Shannon again, the 2 of them had fallen to the ground, keeping flat on the floor. Nice reflexes, you senile old piece of furniture. Gora. Good one. What happened? Okay, it's fine now. Oh, Jesus Christ. What happened for a second here? Sorry. Oh, Goro wasn't an idiot either. Even if he couldn't fully understand what was going on, he at least realized that if this cannon wasn't seized, his own life would also be in peril. He spun at Cannon with his huge body, pushing him up against the wall with his weight and physical strength. Ooh, bad idea. He's yelling? Let me go, you fat ass. Great translation. The tips of the fingers of Cannon's right hand began to trace out another purple trail. And then he raised his blade hand up, aiming to strike at Goda's back, where was a loud thunk. Because Cannon's raised blade hand has been pinned to the wall. He couldn't tear his palm away from the wall. Sticking out from it was a knife Genji had thrown. This is such a joke, what the fuck? Why would they do this? Why would they add all of this? New face. Not the best one, to be fair. Under normal circumstances, it should have been surprising to see someone as old as Genji handle a knife so skillfully. But in this abnormal space, no one paid it much mind. Genji-sama, here! Yes. Genji took the handkerchief with a spider bag stuck to it in from Shannon, and approached Kannan, who was pinned to the wall by the goddess' massive body and a knife. Stop it! Don't come near me with that! Stop it! Stop! Yeah. Nice sound. Genji, what? A second. When Genji pushed the handkerchief up against Kannon's face, there was a sound just like one you hear when you set meat on a red-hot iron plate. Ooh, tasty! Of course, the smell was the same too. As he burned and inflamed, festering in filthy red and black, and cried out in a death's throats, Kannon's body burst open and scattered. It was almost as though a balloon filled with gold leaf was popped. The entire servant room was completely buried. Oh, butterflies and spiders. Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Took a long time to be sorry. The entire servant room was completely buried under a stone of gold leaf. No, a rubble of gold butterflies. Those butterflies began to softly fade into nothingness, as though dissolving into water. No, into the air itself. In afterwards, all that was left were 3 of them sitting on their behinds, stained with blood. However, not everyone was just stained with blood. Some of them were lying on the ground, vomiting blood themselves. Kumasawa! Dr. Nanjo! A slit so sharp that it looked like it could cut your finger if you touch it was open wide, causing large amounts of blood to keep pouring out. I would like to die like that. That's kinda hot and cool. And creepy. Would love to throw off everybody around me in this moment. What was that? Just now... Gora, have you been injured? I'm alright, but what did we see? What happened? Even though I definitely pushed that thing against the wall with this very hand, I cannot understand what happened. Gora looked at his own hand. The bright red blood left from his scuffle with Cannon definitely remained, and yet Cannon was nowhere to be seen, because he had disappeared. He had turned into gold butterflies and scattered. Gora kept screaming alone that he had no clue about what was going on. Shannon sobbed in front of Nanjo and Kumasawa's remains, and Genji watched over her, silent as always. But that's it? Good music. Dr. Nanji and Kumasawa-san? What in the world is going on? Oh, Shannon! Thank goodness you're safe. If something happened to you, George-sama. George-kun, be quiet for a second. A murder occurred before your very eyes, right? Did you see the culprit? Or not? That's... How should I explain? Genji-san. Even we cannot explain what we saw very well. It certainly, happened before our eyes. It was right in front of my eyes. But still, that... What was that? Even I don't understand. What are you saying? It's possible for you to have met someone other than Witch Beatrice, whose location was unknown since last night. Or Kanan-kun, who has gone missing. Was it a man or a woman? You should be able to tell me at least that much, right? Auntie Rosa, calm down a bit. Anyone would be confused if 2 people were taken outright in front of them. Gora-san, Genji-san, there is no need to rush. Tell us what happened, one thing at a time. About that... How should I say it? Just tell them! Literally, just tell them! What's wrong? What's the worst that can happen? Just tell them. Just tell them the truth, not lie to them. Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san has been killed. We understood that much. No, just tell them! Just tell them everything! They could not believe it probably, but, you know, there is a whole fucking room of evidences. I don't know, I'm actually still suspicious about these parts that Butler cannot see, because maybe they're all fake. And what actually happened is those people are actually like killed Kumasawa and Nanjo. And it seemed that it had occurred in front of their eyes, but even so, they spoke awkwardly. They admitted they had definitely seen the crime with their own 2 eyes, but when asking to explain what they had seen, their mouths went suddenly shut. I could understand why Auntie Rosa was irritated and losing her patience. Just tell them! sneaky if the game has events that they show me, but those events are not what actually happened. This is fucking sneaky. I don't like it. Shannon, did you see it? When Dr. Nanja was attacked? Yes. Tell me, just what you understand. What in the world happened? Yeah, at least tell them about the wound. How they died. The back door. In through here. That's right. Someone came up to the back door. Then, wondering who it was, I opened the door. Someone at the back door? Who was it? Let him finish. And after that? The person was stained with blood and had a large wound. We carried them to the servant room, and Dr. Naji immediately began first aid. It was a very deep wound. Oh shit. Yeah, other people supposed to be in blood too, right? Or was it only Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa who was in blood? Ooh. That's unfortunate. Are the people supposed to have blood all around them too? At least a little bit? Like maybe Goda when he helped Karan go into the mansion? Yeah, all the evidence just self-destructed, and now it seems like something entirely different could have happened in this room. For the last time, who are you talking about? I don't know. Certainly, in the beginning I thought I knew. No, I still think it was. But what in the world was that? Oh my god, are they specifically not... Okay, they should. I should have patience. I don't know. In the Mars, it didn't match his large body. Gotta held his hand and scratched at it. I didn't have a clue whether he was confused because he couldn't remember, or whether he was confused because he had seen something terrifying and couldn't accept it. And Sharon looked the same way. If she let her guard down, that she had seen just a short while ago would quickly melt away like a daydream. Like Sharon know who it was Beatrice. You should just say it. You should just say what you're thinking. You should not stall here. This is a really tricky situation that you only make worse for yourself and for people around you. She wouldn't even be able to remember what she saw. That's what she looked like. Only Genji looks composed as usual. So the question were naturally directed at Genji. Just tell him! But even Genji had to take quite some time to gather his thoughts before he opened his mouth. Genji-san, you saw it, right? Who was the person that came in through the back door? At first, we believed that person was Kanan. You see? He was alive after all! My reasoning was correct! But first you mean that your impression changed later, right? Yes. I cannot explain with words what happened after that. You can! I literally read it all in words right now. You can! Just tell him! It killed Dr. Nanji and Kumasawa, and then disappeared. At the time, it was definitely not Karan. Yes, that's right. It's just as Genji-san says. You really couldn't explain it with words. You literally can. I'm literally reading it right now. Do you have the same opinion? Yes. I can only say the same thing as well. Can we have Butler and Beatrice interlude to fucking question what the fuck is this? If we interpreted what they were saying favorably, it means that Auntie Rose's conclusion has been correct from the beginning. Karan-kun had appeared from a back door in the kitchen with a serious injury. Then he had been taken to the servant room and cared for. Then something terrifying had happened. Since these people couldn't imagine that Karan-kun would have pulled that off, they had started to suspect whether that really had been Karan-kun. Is that how things are? In other words, this means Karan-kun had appeared. No matter how confused they were, no matter how muddled their words, that's what it meant in the end. So had Cancun indeed has some trick to escape that room, but it was locked? No, it doesn't matter anymore. The real problem is that Dr. Nanji and Kumasawa-san were killed. And Hirozo has claimed that Kaden-kun was behind this from the very beginning. No matter how confused they became, and no matter how much they tried to deny it, they were halfway saying that it was the truth. Did they say that he disappeared because of a fucking spiderweb? Or are they silent about this too? But even so, for some reason, it felt like their awkwardness couldn't be explained just by confusion. What had they seen? Like they said, had they really seen something unexplainable with words? They can't, This is really, literally visual novel. Like, what are you talking about? Auntie Rosahima decided that she wouldn't be able to get any more out of them, concluded her questioning. Really? This is stupid. And said that she wanted to check the two bodies. I was also interested in that. Even, oh my god, is bodies gonna disappear? Even if these people didn't have a clue what was going on in their conclusion, if those of us who hadn't been at this scene calmly looked at the bodies, we might find something. Are they gonna come back and there's gonna be like a huge seal on the wall? But it was little surprising that Auntie Rosa was also concerned about the bodies, just like I was. Even at this point, I still wanted to expose the culprit and the truth myself if we couldn't find any clues. But Auntie Rosa should have been different. She wants to know... She has a theory about that probably other servants just killed those two people, and she wants to know, like, what was a murder weapon or something like that. She has a malicious intent. I mean, not malicious, just rational. Hadn't Auntie Rosa's plan given a higher priority to staying safe than to finding the culprit? Sorry, I was staring at my nail. I'm sorry. I couldn't really see why Auntie Rosa wanted to check the bodies so badly that she would deliberately leave our front in the parlor. We will all go to the servant room together. If we all move together, it will be safe. Maria, stop that scribing now. Not scribing. Solving Beatrice's problem. What? Beatrice's problem? What's that? Tell me too. Yeah, tell me. Auntie Rosa, are you bringing Maria-chan too? It seems that George Anaki has some resistance to bringing Maria to the bloody crime scene. But taking into consideration the fact that Maria would be left alone here, it would surely be much safer if we took Maria with us. In the end, it was just Aniki's irresponsible humanism. Based? We decided that, that they call humanism irresponsible, kind of funny. We decided that all of us, including Maria, would go to the servant room. No bodies? Oh, no. The bed in the servant room was stained with a bright red blood. No, not just bad. The whole room was covered with the gruesome paint from countless bloodstains. The dreadful scene alone was enough to give us an idea of the repulsive sights I have been trying to describe. Wanna look too? You wait here with me, Maria-chan, okay? George Anki was standing by the entrance, covering Maria's eyes with his back to the room. He probably didn't want to dirty an innocent girl's retinas with a repulsive rat in the room. That was suddenly the correct decision. I was acting tough right now, so I didn't mind. But I would probably remember this room and start to vomit. Start to vomit whenever I saw red paint scattered around. For the rest of my life. My retinas already had this room burned into them. In other words, it was too late for me. Huh. Where did they? Yeah, bodies disappeared. Why did they disappear? Right after they entered the servant room, Gora-san and Chan appeared flustered. We shook, wondering what horrible new situation had arisen to fluster them for a second time. What happened? What is it? Antirosa was shuddered, raised her gun high, and searched for whatever it was that had them shaken. But she couldn't find it, which wasn't surprising. They were shaken because they couldn't find it. Hey, what in the world's going on? The two bodies aren't here. What do you mean? That can't be! Those two definitely here! Wait. What the hell? Are you saying the corpses just walked off somewhere? How could it happen? I mean, wasn't the servants' room locked? Check, I don't know, check those lockers. Check lockers. Wasn't the servants' room locked? Didn't you unlock the door when you came in just now, Goda-san? So running theory here is that servants killed those people, then made up the story, and then hide the bodies, and then, I don't know, did something else bad? So then, what? Isn't it the same as Jessica's room? They disappeared from inside the locker room again? It's ridiculous. I don't have a clue what happened either. When we left this room, we definitely locked it, and I don't have a clue what's going on anymore. There was a timid and pitiful smile on Goya-san's face that he definitely would have let show normally. Shannon was the same. Both their corpses disappeared, and furthermore, they disappeared while the door was locked. Even if the culprit was Karan-kun, he shouldn't be holding the master key anymore. That's wrong! Karan-kun is not the culprit! Shannon. I believe Shannon. Where is Maria? Karan-kun is not the culprit. This must be the doing of someone who looks a lot like him. No. Karan-kun could have gotten the master key. After all, his master key was found in the pocket of Jessica-chan's body. And who took that key? That's right. It was Dr. Nanja. That's right. Back then, it definitely had been Dr. Nanja who searched through Jessica's clothes and found the master key. So, if someone had the opportunity to search Dr. Nanja's corpse, it would have been easy for them to take the master key back. Okay, the running theory here is that Dr. Nanja, Kumasawa, and Kanan are like having... Ooh, nasty sounds outside. Blech. Kanan, Kumasawa, and Nanja having some sort of agreement, and they used the weird shit that happened here to pretend to be dead, and then they walk out of here. I don't know. Until there was a search under the bed and in a locker. Oh, good thinking. But now I also understood that mean if you assume that there had been two culprits, it could be easily explained. The first person was Karan-kun, or maybe an imposter that looked like him. He had finished off Dr. Nanja and ran off somewhere. The second person was probably the 18th person, Beatrice, whose location was unknown. I really like that all of those is just sand in your eyes, because none of this is real. Like, the theory right from the beginning wasn't accurate about Kanan. So the theories that main characters build are kinda dumb and worthless too. For us as a player, really funny. She had hidden under her bed in the servant's room beforehand, and with Dr. Nanja's body still enshrined here, she had waited for Genji-san and the rest to leave. Then after that, she was crawled out and taken the master key back from Dr. Nanja's pocket and carried the two bodies away for some reason. If she had then locked the door with the master key, this locked room would be created. Hi, whore. Sorry. You constructed that one pretty fast with your reasoning from Jessica's room as a premise. With this method, you could indeed create a locked room even without magic. Should I give you passing marks? However, as truly fascinating as it was, there is something you must not forget. If the culprit has taken the master key back to the method you say, that culprit would have to have known that Nadja has taken the master key from Jessica's body. You don't have to tell me that. You're probably trying to say that it isn't information only the people in that place at the time could know. The third locked room was crushed so fast that you can't do anything but gripe. There is no art in replacing the same content. There is no art in repeating the same content. So true! So true. Me and my video games critique are literally like that. There is no art in repeating the same content. Great. Great. Even though I was acting tough, that move of the witch is hard bad. Oops. Hold on. Click, 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 click. Oh shit. Huh, okay. I found out some weird problem that's going on here. Oh my god. Okay. It is indeed weird. I could feel cracks forming in a thing I most wanted to deny. She's trying to close in on me from two directions. On the one hand, there is a frontal attack where she tries to force me to believe in witches using locked room tricks that only a witch could do. And on the other hand, there is a rear attack that she tries to lure me into thinking it would be better if there was a witch, by straightening my suspicions to those close of me. In the first locked room, the chapel, she had used a frontal attack, but it hadn't worked on me. That undoubtedly why, with the second locked room and how the third, she started to change the direction of her attack. However, the fact that she was changing the direction of her attack also proved that my resistance was working a little. How many Beatrices is here? And she had surely given up on the frontal attack because she couldn't just win directly with it. I tried to force myself to accept my own position by thinking that, but it seemed that the witch had seen through these thoughts of mine long ago. The frontal attack is indispensable. The rear attack only has meaning because it advances at the same time as a frontal attack. If I were to degenerate into only using the rear attack, it would be nothing more than a foolish plan occurring when my means became my goal. Really? Well then, won't you repeat no one was hiding in the servant's room in red you're so proud of? There's no need. The premise of your reasoning is about to be destroyed. Oh. You decline? Is someone really hiding? Rosa will destroy your premise right now. Well, try listening in. Please believe us, Rosa-sama. The two bodies were certainly lying here. The bright red blood on the floor is theirs. Auntie Rosa began to search through various objects around the room. He back to Gora-san as he cried out in suspicion. What the fuck? That word wasn't suspicion. What was the word? Supplication. What the hell is supplication? Okay, we are googling it. What the fuck? What the hell is supplication? Bing time. Supplication. Oh. Make a humble or ask someone earnestly and humbly. Okay. Eventually she found something and for a while stopped moving. Rosa-sama, we definitely aren't lying. The two bodies were definitely here. Quiet down. The person who hid the corpses had confessed that they took them to another place. What's this? Some stain? Rosa showed them a single sheet of paper over her shoulder. What on earth is that? It couldn't be a letter in a sealed envelope with crest, just like in a chapel? Yeah, that's right. It was set here. How didn't open? I'll read it. People of the Ursinamia family, I wonder if your attempts at solving the epitaph's riddle for the gold are reaching a climax. Solving the riddle of the epitaph is a single method by which you can all stop me. You will not be able to stop me or the ritual by the way of any other method of any kind. I ask all of you that you take care not to mistake your goals. Attempting to search for me is useless. Attempting to escape from me is useless. Attempting to deny me is also useless. Beatrice, the Golden Witch, everything is so double meaning having. What the fuck? Like, you can easily interpret it as by that Beatrice is just treasure hunter of some sort and terrorizes this family out of spite or something. That's funny. Musical note. You see, I borrowed 2 bodies for the ritual. I will return them later, so please accept my apologies. Furthermore, since this key belongs to all of you, I shall return them. As Rosa read this out loud, the content of the envelope lay exposed in the palm of your hand. Oh, what a show-off! There were 2 master keys? Okay, that was weird. There were 2 master keys? The master keys that Nanja has found in Jessica's pocket, which had originally been Kanan's, and Kumasawa's master key. Or the huge one? What the hell? So, what does it mean? Damn you, again? You're saying I can only suspect the servants holding keys again? I haven't said it in red, you know? I haven't denied the possibility that all the times that locked the door and left, someone was hiding in the room. If they were hiding under the bed, it wouldn't be impossible for them to have carried the corpses away somewhere. But that way they couldn't lock the door. The master key they went to all the trouble to get their hands on was set down right here. That's right, I'd forgotten. What about the keys specifically for this room? The servant room keys? Those are in a key box in the center of the servant's room. There are several servant room keys, but all of those are inside the key box. Which means the situation isn't any different from the time with the key to Jessica's room. It's not like the servants would walk around with a necessary key when they have those convenient master keys. I can accept that they were also shut away in the key box. And nothing has changed in the other conditions. Entry and exit are impossible except for the single door and the single window. Therefore, hidden doors and irregular methods of entry cannot exist. Rejoice, great detectives! And those were both locked. The door and the window do not permit any kind of entry or exit when they are locked. So it won't work to remove the door, make a crack, or to slide it through or anything like that while the lock is maintained. And obviously, it's impossible to unlock the door without the servant's room key or master key. It's a pain having to read all this aloud every time. Excuse me, it is impossible to unlock the door without the servant's room key or a master key. Do we have every red text that Beatrice said? No, it's all red letters. Ducks and onions. Sondora. It's unfortunate that we don't have every red text written in here. It's a pain having to read all of those aloud every time. Sooner or later, I should think of some word or abbreviate all this into a single phrase. But you can repeat that no one was hiding in the room. However, that alone wouldn't break open the door of a locked room. Oh, damn it. It's no good at all. What happened to that flipping over the chessboard thing that you're so proud of? Please announce your boastful strange theory. Flip over the chessboard. What would I do if I was a culprit? I carry the corpses off somewhere. I leave a ladder. I lock the room from the inside. Then I just have to escape the room by some means. Damn it, is that even possible? I was told and read that you can't get outside except by the door or the window. Oh. At that moment, I got it. That's right. Carrying the corpses leaves a ladder. And not really on the hidden door, in other words, not even able to escape. That's it. This isn't a question, it's an answer. Bieta, before my repetition request, I want to check the definition of these hidden doors that you're talking about. Oh, it take you so long? What have you thought of? Very well, I explain. A hidden door refers to an entrance or exit that cannot be recognized by those who do not know of it. A hidden door refers to an entrance or exit that cannot be recognized by those who don't know of it. Even children know that. So in other words, if you can get outside the room with it, it isn't a hidden door. If you can get outside the room with it, is my brain rotten? I can't comprehend this for some reason. Hold on. If you can get outside the room with it, it isn't a hidden door. Huh. That angle. I kept thinking that the culprit had escaped the locked room. That's wrong. Even the culprit couldn't escape the locked room, so the culprit decided to hide until the time passed by. I had used his theory for the second locked room, the reason that Karan-kun might have done this. But I had given up the reasoning when I was told that Karan-kun was killed and read. And next, I had reasoned that if there had been a third person in a room, it would have been possible for them to escape through a hidden door. And that was when, for the first time, the claim had been made in red that no hidden door exists. And what I've learned just now... Oh, so the culprit is in the walls or something? These hidden doors the witch was talking about, referring to things that made it possible to get into or out of this room. In other words, things that didn't permit entry and exit to the outside, and also wouldn't be noticed by people who didn't know about them, wouldn't fall under this definition of a hidden door. In other words, if there were, for example, something like a hidden shelf or its secret closet, they wouldn't be defined as a hidden doors. Would you consider a wardrobe a separate room in that case? This is not enough question. Butler doesn't ask enough question. In other words, the third person in Jessica's room was hiding here, waiting for us to pass by. How pathetic. Just a little playing around with words. Yeah! That's what I was talking about. It's specifically phrased in a way to be fucking deceiving and lying. With this method, it looked like I can even manage this third locked room, the servant room. If there is a hidden shelf under a bed or anything like that, that would be enough. The culprit's hiding somewhere, waiting for us to leave. The culprit is also trapped in a locked room even now, which means at this very moment, the culprit is still hiding in the servant room, holding their breath. And that means, what the hell? Even though we've been tortured with locked rooms 3 times, in this very moment we're actually gotten the culprit in checkmate. Are we? I finally started to see it. Take this, Beata. Repetition requested. There is no one in this room other than us. By us, I mean Jarchenki, Maria, Auntie Rosa, Genji-san, Goro-san, and Sharon-chan, alright? Well, you can say it, can you? Hmm. Hmm. She can say it because she doesn't know for sure. Or because there is actually a person here. This is so weird. Like, Butler should ask her more of those. I'll bet I hit you where it hurts. If you decline, then say that you declined, damn it. Here comes the next one. Repetition requested. I don't know how they're hiding in this room. But if that's a fact, then this also resonates the second locked room, Jessica's room, at the same time. I finally caught you by the tail. With this, I can explain everything. Witches don't exist. I don't have to doubt anyone. Alright, starting now, I flip it over. The next thing I'll request she repeat is... Uh-oh. Ha. No one exists in this room except your group. Your group refers to Butler, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Goda, and Shannon. She was thinking about the wording of this for all of this couple of sentences. There is no one in this room other than us. This is kind of makes you think about culprit not being human being. No one exists in this room except your group. Huh? Let's go back to Jessica's room. At the time of Jessica's corpse discovery, only Butter, George, Maria, Rosa, Genji, Goda, Shannon, Kumasawa, and Nanji were in Jessica's room. Oops! The corpse of Jessica is also included, of course. Okay, if this is actually her doing, she orchestrated all of this, and all of this makes sense, but I still don't trust her. She's lying to me somehow again. Other question is culprit somehow managed to get away from this room at exactly the same time as all of these people went into the room? Maybe there is like some hidden mechanism that opens the hidden passage to a next door. Fuck, she said there is no hidden passages. And there, she said specifically, there is no way to enter or exit except for the main door and like a window. Oops, the curse of Jessica is also included a curse. Therefore, both in the case of Jessica's room and the case of the servant's room, no humans exist that you were not aware of. Yeah. No humans, specifically, she said. No one is hiding. Yeah, one is supposed to be human. She's probably hiding and she's a witch. And I'll say more. No method exists by which the door can be locked from the outside without using a key. Regarding the windows, no method exists by which they could somehow be locked from the outside. Ooh. And while I'm at it, you are incompetent. Oh, love this face also. Why are you sabotaging yourself? Why are you sabotaging your credibility with fucking he in a red text? Why would you do this, honey? Son of a bitch. Then it really is a locked room, isn't it? It was so hard to think of too. If you had been hiding, the explanation would fit everything. Just then, I thought I'd broken the trick. I mean, there's still a way that Beatrice doesn't... Why are you crying, Butler? It's not that bad. Just the servant's kill. Goda, Genji, Goda, and Shannon killed Kumasawa and Nanjo. That's it, that's just the way. That's no good at all. For a second, I thought I had it. It's not good at all. Beatrice, you bitch. I thought you were all smoke and mirrors, playing board games that made clever use of red. I was certain that you clearly deceived me. Yeah, I still think so. I don't think she is truthful to me. Just when I thought I've seen a light in the dark, it disappeared. It just disappeared, swallowed up by a blood-red sea. Red, 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 red. No one is hiding. And there's no hidden door, and no way to trick the doors or the windows while they are locked. Have you just proven that it's all impossible? Has the devil's proof been pulled off with a frontal attack? Impossible! That's impossible! What's wrong, Shiramia Butler? Weren't you so confident that you couldn't deny witches? Why are you growling and wringing out bitter tears in a place like that? Oh yes. That's a really wonderful method. Truly wonderful how you're trying to make me fall over laughing and drown in a sea of tears of my own laughter. That's what you were really trying to do, right? You're trying to make me laugh and laugh myself to death, right? Ushiromiya Butler. Magic? Screw that! I'll definitely deny witches exist. I'll never believe in you. You used the power of magic and bullied and killed everyone for fun? I'm never gonna accept that. Hey, Butler? Sorry for bullying you too much. I flip over the chessboard from my side. I'll teach your side the best move in your place. Want to hear? You're gonna say just believe in me a little. Screw you, I don't wanna hear. I don't wanna hear. In the case of Jessica's room, you're really stuck in a good spot, you know? Trying to hide and wait for you to pass by. That truly was a good observation. But why did you think that could be Kanon or me, the 18th person? I see the hide part of a hide and wait for your bus must have gotten in the way, so you didn't think that far. Look, now you understand? It's Jessica. Jessica. Oh. It could be because she didn't specify that Jessica was dead, right? If Jessica were the culprit, a farce like this could be easily constructed. Are we gonna go check on Jessica's corpse? A farce like this could be easily constructed. She killed Kanon-kun and carried him off somewhere. Then she played that and let him walk by. But that's ridiculous. Dr. Nanjo has definitely checked that she was dead. So is Dr. Nanjo an accomplice too? That's wrong. I had also made sure that Jessica was really dead. I had also made sure that Jessica was really dead. Sure, I'd never performed an examination before, or recorded before, but she was definitely dead. Why? How would you do this? This is so stupid. I think she was dead. No, she probably, surely, definitely, at least I think so. But she has to be... No. She was dead. She was dead. Jessica was also an accomplice, and Nadia, who examined the corpse, was also an accomplice. Then the third living room was a farce. Yeah, then it's so simple. Dr. Nadia was an accomplice, so in other words, he was on the culprit side. So in other words, he was never killed in the first place. He thought he had been killed, his body has disappeared, but he wasn't in the servant's room in the first place. It was still missing one key, right? Or two keys? One key, right? Or no? We're missing a key from the Jessica's room. Because the three keys was Kumasawa's key. Is Dr. Naja has a key? No way. Or did he? He didn't, right? Did he? This is 5. Ooh, let's read the description. Happy Halloween, we'll read all the Halloween one. At the very end, she got to be with the person she loved. She must have been happy. Like, I believe those. I believe that what written in here is the truth. But this alone isn't enough. Died in the servant's room, but his throat slit by a sharp blade or something similar. But this alone isn't enough. Died in the servant's room, but his throat slit by a sharp blade or something similar. Finishing touches yet to come. Uh-oh. There is no corpse, but he is dead. The witch declared it in red. So even without a corpse, his death is incontrovertible. What are those words? Okay, those two gonna fucking be fucked up later. So it's going to be like... Oh, they were accomplices, they went out of the room, and then somebody killed them outside the room, like Beatrice, find them and kill them, and it's gonna be like all fucked up, like without wrist or something, I don't know. Notice Kumasawa Bachan, it's beard with him, also an accomplice? That's not all. The servants who are going along with the story, Genji-san and Goda-san, and even Challenge are accomplices. Then, the one who stole the key from Maria's handbag was Jessica. Ooh. No, it's also possible it was George Arenki. After all, if Shan-chan was on the culprit side, then George Arenki would automatically be on the culprit side as well. Wait a second, just wait a second, they're all wolves! Not only I'm drowning in an ocean of bright red blood, there are packs of wolves clamoring on the banks whose blazing eyes tell me that if I crawl out, they'll eat me. He ate me. Which way should I die? Will I have everything denied and drown in the bright red sea? Will I know the truth and have my whole body chewed to bits by the wolves? It's either one hell or the other. I can't choose. This is why I'm here. Come on, Ishirimiya Butler, kneel. You can't use red text if it's as important for bullshit like this, Beatrice. Then swear your eternal loyalty and lick my shoes. If you accept me, all of the riddles will be resolved. With my power, any kind of locked room. Oh, fuck. I was looking at the Beatrice in the middle and thought, what the fuck is this shit behind her ear? And it's a smoking tube, or whatever it's called. Butler, don't you want to abandon yourself to the joy of surrendering to one with the power? That's so kinky. I'll make you my favorite piece of furniture. Oh no, not again. I'll love you so much and make you my toy until you turn to ashes. Yeah. Red text is bullshit. Now it's clear. There is no longer any reason to doubt. Huh? What do you mean by that? Those two that you keep saying were dead aren't here. And now we have the letter from Beatrice, where she was kind enough to confess that she carried the corpses off. There what it is. I heard enough of this farce. As Auntie Rosa yelled this, she looked over at everyone with a harsh expression. Oh, she's killing it. Farce? What do you mean? I said it in Jessica Chan's room. You can't trust anyone but yourself and those whose corpses has been found. And since we cannot find the corpses, there is no reason we should accept that those two were killed. Please wait, Auntie Rosa. What do you mean by that? Dr. Nanchi and Kumasawa-san aren't dead. They're alive. They made it seem like they were killed and are hiding somewhere in this mansion. So then they can attack us. How could you know that? Are you saying that Goya-san and the rest are lying? Rosa-sama, I swear. No, all of the Uchiramiya family servants do. We all swear that we would do nothing of the sort. You all say those two were killed. But since there's no corpses, there's no reason to believe that. There's a chance that you worked on a story beforehand and that you're lying about that. There's a good way to prove your innocence, isn't there? For Dr. Nanji and Kubasawa-san bodies to be found. If we find them, then maybe I'll start listening to a story. But until we do, we cannot deny that you are all wolves. You too. And you. You were probably brought by that witch, your eyes blinded with gold. Do you really want money that much? That's right, isn't it? You want to play alone for the rest of your life. What is that kind of life worth? Rosa-sama, we couldn't. Silence. And Sharon, don't get any closer. I can't believe that you would repay a 10-year loan debt of gratitude with betrayal. I'll pull the trigger without mercy. How could you? It's too cruel. Auntie Rosa, that's horrible. A murder occurred? Fuck, why can't I say this? A murder occurred in this room. Then the culprit carried the corpses away. They are only honestly responding that to us. Shannon had finally broken down in tears. She had sacrificed his 10 years to the Shiramiya family. She had sacrificed his 10 years of the most brilliant years of your life. Are they though? Are they though? I don't think so. And she had believed that she had built up a friendly relationship with Rosa as well. And this how she was treated? Really? Hold on, I'm kinda cold. Let me pull out a blanket. Really? Like, you don't understand the optics here, guys? Really? Okay, this may be upsetting and shit, but she had a really good reason to say all of this. Like, she's super reasonable. Ouch. Ouch. She is super reasonable and doing pretty great work at being rational and protecting your fucking children, okay? She did nothing wrong? Real. You could kill a person without using a knife. Yeah. It wasn't just George Aniki. Even I could recognize that Chan-chan had been stabbed deep into her heart as blood by the name of tears flowed out. Where's Ginza? Couldn't Ginza do it? Ginza for sure supposed to have some sort of key to open all the doors, right? For sure. Hmm. Shan-chan, stay back. Rosa-sama, if it's true that I have not served for many years, and I understand that I have not earned your trust. However, could you not at least believe Shan-chan? She has dedicated a full 10 years of service to the Shiremiya family. What are you talking about, guys? It doesn't matter if she believes you or not, like, who cares? Just go along with her and fucking move away out of her way. She has a gun. She's a rational person, all evidence goes against you, like, chill the fuck out. I'm not telling you to believe me. At very least, would you at least believe Shan-chan? But I don't understand anymore. I don't understand. We can't seek an answer without suspecting them. That it, bit by bit, I'm starting to understand. It's because we seek an answer. That's why everything keeps getting stranger. We don't need an answer. What are you talking about? Are you going crazy? There are all strange murders committed with bizarre magic, but it seems person, the witch Beatrice, as she followed the Greek ritual. Isn't that good enough? I don't want to suspect anyone anymore. Shan-chan and Goro-san were protesting their innocence, half in tears. Genji-san quietly stopped that. Stop. What Rosa-sama says is quite right. At least one normal person. Until we find the corpses, we cannot prove that Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa are innocent. That's right. By Rosa-san's argument, if the corpses could be found, then the innocence of at least those people could be proven. But only the people who were corpses. Even if they searched around the mansion and found the corpses, in the end, their own innocence would not be proven. They had abducted Dr. Nanji and Kumasawa-san, killed them in another place, and locked the room with their own master keys. Unless the locked room could be broken by a method other than this one, it would be impossible to prove their innocence. But that couldn't be done. They only have one chance to prove their innocence. That can only happen when they met with the culprit, become corpses, and are united with Auntie Rosa. That's messed up. Innocent if they die, guilty as long as they live, almost like a witch's trial. Oh right, the enemy's a witch. So that makes it okay? I feel like internal monologues kinda drag pacing down quite a bit. I would want for the scene to be over, please. Rosa-sama, we are furniture working for the Shiremiya family. Whether we are trusted or by you or not, this is not our concern based. No matter what assessment you give us, you will only continue to serve until our final hour. You really are a model servant. I truly understand why Father trusts you. It's a truly hardening that I must suspect even you. Meh. Genji-san stuck his hand into his pocket and pulled out the master key. Then he set it on the adjustment table. I believe that I hold this as a proof of trust. If that had been lost, I think it's only natural that I return it. That's good judgment. Those master keys are the greatest basis upon which you have been suspected several times today. Relinquishing them in order to clear away the suspicion may only be a first step. But well, I think it isn't a bad start. Why wouldn't Beatrice made a room that doesn't have any keys to it at all? Yeah, that wouldn't be, that's impossible. Is it? She could just magic a new door in here, right? She could just magic a new door in here with a key that only she herself has. And be like, holy shit, look at this locked-room mystery with a lock that no one should have keys for. Yeah, but then, if nobody has a key, everybody is a suspect in this situation. You too. Genji-san looked at Gora-san and Chan-chan. The two of them nodded and set their own master keys onto the table. Auntie Rosa laid the two master keys that had come out of an envelope on top. With that, all 5 master keys were gathered in this place. In other words, this was a proof that all of the servants' service until today has been negated, and even the final honor that they should have been permitted has been stripped from. Servant culture is dumb, especially in this instance. Maria, give me that hand back. That's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. Give it back. Auntie Rosa snatched Maria's hand back, tossed all the master keys in here noisily, and then lifted one out and held it up for all to see. She was announced that she had held all of the master keys. Quite upset that they killed Arthur Cannon. That would be actually cool if Arthur Cannon has made servants believe. Ouch. Made servants believe. Why the fuck? Why am I stuck? Sorry, I don't know why was I stuck. Oh! I was drinking water. It's such a huge delay in my fucking stream! Oh, I miss just using OBS on my second monitor. Okay, sorry. What was I talking about? Yeah, missed opportunities. Yeah, fuck. But they couldn't keep Arthur Cannon for long because it would 100% be like a proof that Beatrice is actually exist, and they want to leave it ambiguous. I'm gonna be so upset if in the end turns out to be that everything is just Beatrice's doing and there is no human victim, human culprit. There should be a human culprit. Are you satisfied now, Aunt Rosa? Now the only master key are the ones that you hold in yourself. I hope you're satisfied. Yeah, I am satisfied. Even if I can't trust anyone, I can at least trust myself. I've been able to get a gun and all the master keys for myself. Now, I don't have to suspect anymore. You'll all be happy too, right? Now you don't have to be suspected anymore. No way. Please don't. Please don't. What the fuck was this? Oh my god. Where is real Rosa then? Even Maria, who had looked like a spectator off by herself, sneered at her mother. Auntie Rosa reached nervously to that laugh and turned around. Keys don't matter. Beatrice can open doors with magic. She doesn't need keys. It doesn't matter who doesn't have something like that. Is it? Why didn't she make a single fucking room without keys then? Yeah, I'm mad at Maria because why is there a laugh like this? Is it just like stylistic choice? I really dislike this. Because last time freaking Karen laughed like this and he was literally Beatrice. Should we take a spider and pull it on Rosa? I don't always tell you to stop laughing like that. What is it? Butler-kun. I had just cut between the two of them. No, that's not it. I was on my knees and hugging Maria's head. I was crying. I I don't think they can feel amount of emotions that some people in this novel feel. Just stop it already, Auntie Rosa. Maria was right. Well, what are you talking about? Maria, I'm sorry for doubting. Huh? Really? No way. Oof. All of those choices makes me annoyed. I'm sorry for not believing. Butler. It was all the witch is doing. The witch is doing. All that stuff about tricks and locked rooms never mattered. It's just that the witch Beatrice actually exists. And she really was a witch. Beatrice, I didn't believe that. Because I didn't believe that. It was as painful, this sad. Butler, you believe in Beatrice? Yes, I believe. Beatrice exists, and she's a witch who uses strange magic. Butler. Maria let go of my hand, and then she was the one holding my hand. That's the way, Butler. Beatrice exists. You just couldn't believe that easily, so couldn't see her. The witch exists. Will soon come. You believed in Beata, so I'm sure you'll be invited to the Golden Land. Very soon. I'll be very soon. At least fucking Rosa's son needs to be smart right now, right? Nothing to be afraid of anymore. Not afraid, okay? Always be with me, holding hands, okay? Let's solve the epitaph's riddle together. Why would Maria would want to solve Beata's riddle if this is literally gonna destroy the ritual? Let's think about Beata's problem. Beata has been saying it from the beginning. She doesn't say anything until let's play and solve the problem. I fucking hate this. No way I'm believing in Beatrice. Fuck this shit. Right, she did. Searching for the culprit was a total waste of time. If only we had just believed in the witch. This is fucking Beatrice's secret dream. It's not real, right? The butler who's in like metaverse or wherever he is fine right now. He's like, holy fuck, am I that idiotic? After softly brushing my cheek, all as my tears keep dripping down, Maria kissed my forehead as soft as a feather. For just that instant, Maria's smile, which I had once thought was creepy, looked like an angel. I really hate this. I really hate this. We have returned the master keys, but our loyalty to the Shiramiya family will not change. From now on, we will not enter the parlor without permission. Rosa-sama, please lock the parlor from inside. You truly are an admirable person. When the typhoon passes, if the cries of the seagulls return to the island again, I wonder if we will be able to trust each other once more. If you were to grant us your trust once again, there will be no greater pleasure. You're right. We'll definitely be able to understand each other. When the seagulls cry. It would probably be better if we left this room as it is until the police come. Rosa-sama, if you would please lock it. We will return to the kitchen. If you need anything, please command us at any time. Thank you. If you're a wolf, how shamelessly you speak. And if you're a sheep, I'm sorry for throwing you into the wolf cage. Furniture entrusts its fate to the family. Even if it comes to throwing away this life, if by this your trust could be regained, it would be a great honor. Hope that you all can remain healthy until the typhoon passes, if that is all that possible. This is all a rhapsody of blowing winds and pouring rains performed by the typhoon. When the performance ends and the curtain closes, we will surely be able to grasp hands together. When the seagulls cry. Title drop. And Teresa nodded in response. Genji-san turned on his heels. He left the servant room. Koda-san's face was still streaked with tears, but as he had listened to Genji-san's words, maybe he had managed to sort out his heart. His face had been truly shaped. I'm so mad. Holy fuck, I'm actually so mad. Like, I don't like Butler now. Friendship with Butler ended. Rosa-san is my best friend now. What is this? His friends has been truly shameful, but it had returned to the face of the goddess-san, as we knew well. I will also be waiting in the kitchen. If you need anything, please command me at any time. If you wish for some warm food, I promise to have the very best prepared for you. Thank you. I would like to ask you for breakfast tomorrow. And the boat will probably come by midday tomorrow. Thanks for everything up until now. Your cooking was my only pleasure on Lokajima. This is so upsetting. Certainly, I promise you, I will prepare supreme breakfast. Please look forward to tomorrow morning. Thank you. And Chan-chan, tomorrow morning, let's make up while drinking some delicious coffee. George-kun? I'm going with them too. It's alright, George-sama. Please return to the parlor. There are more master keys anymore. So if you are with Rosa-sama in the parlor, you won't be threatened by anyone. That's right. That's how things are. Objectively speaking, I think that being with me in the parlor could be the safest. But I won't force you to stay with us. George-kun, you may stay in any place you feel is safe. You are already an adult. It's up to you where and with whom you spend your time until tomorrow morning. Oh my god, are they gonna fuck? Yes, I will decide by myself who I'll spend the night with. Umineko, stay night? Aniki! Butler-kun, stay with Auntie Rosa on the parlor. I'm sure that's safest. Compared to that, I think being outside the parlor isn't as safe. So I can't live here in a place like that anymore. Like that alone. It's not like I suspect Chan-chan or the other servants. No, anyone at all. I don't want to suspect anyone. The inheritance, the gold, that's just stupid. There is no way people are killing each other over that. There is yes way. There is 100% way. Yes, I know better than anyone how pure your heart is, Butler-kun. No, he's fucking dumb. No one will blame you. No one. I blame him. I'm blaming him. Aniki. It's okay. I'll protect you. If you're with me, even Beatrice can lay a hand on you. Because even though I'm small, I'm a witch. Yeah, Maria-chan. I'm leaving Butler-kun in your care. Alright, Shannon. Let's go. Yes, Rosa-sama, if you would excuse me. If you have an order, please call me at any time. I'm sorry for saying something so cruel just now. I don't expect you to have forgiven me by tomorrow morning. But when tomorrow morning comes, let me apologize again. If you're gonna be alive then, Chan-chan. Yes, thank you very much. Georgianka and Chan-chan left the servants' room together. Now, only Maria, Auntie Rosa, and I were left in the disgusting, blood-stained room. Until Genji-san disappeared, until Goro-san disappeared, until Georgianka and Chan-chan disappeared, we stood here in a daze. After their presence and their footsteps had disappeared completely, Auntie Rosa giggled at them, as though she had just remembered something pleasant. You can't trust them at all. Goddamn furniture. That one sentence made me choke. Why are you saying something like that? Prison strip! There are 5 master keys in all? Who would believe that? It's obvious that some duplicate keys exist, as if we could trust them just because they pulled keys out of their pockets. That's not fair. By setting those keys, they aren't just letting go of the keys. You made it all their hard work count for nothing, disregarded it, trumped it, and caused them to give up the keys at the end of it all. Yeah, she's a mother. I'm allowing her. Like, she's shitty mother, but I gave you that. She's super rational. What's with that parting line? They show that they're willing to go this far, and you still can trust them? Too much. Just too much. It's a devil's proof. There are 5 master keys in all? It's impossible to prove something like that. You can show that there are 5 master keys by placing them here, but you can't prove that no more than 5 exist. Only by a demon or a witch could prove something like that, you know? Oh, this is real! Fuck you, Butler, then. Stop it already, stop it already. Please, Beatrice, show yourself right now, and tell Auntie Rosa and Red that there are only 5 master keys. This is... what? I mean, he's really young, and I don't blame him to like... fucking give up that early, but holy shit. Please, I beg you, this can only be proven by devils, a witch like you could prove it. Please, Beata, show yourself here and tell Auntie Rosa that those are all of the master keys, and there is no need to suspect anyone anymore. There are only 5 master keys. There are only 5 master keys. Whatever could be wrong. It doesn't reach Rosa's ears, no matter how often I say it. It seems there's still someone who denies that I exist, isn't it right? Isn't me a butler? I accept it. I accept it. You exist. You definitely exist. So, I beg you, stop this already. Stop it. Stop this already. Your words alone will not reach me. Show it with your actions. Swear from your heart that you will become my furniture. Can you do it? Take off your clothes, be naked, and then put both your hands flat and crawl on the ground. Clothing is no proof of one's humanity. From now on, you'll become furniture. You will lose it, right? It's only natural. Then kneel, make your tongue crawl on my shoes. Can you do it? You can do it, right? Then I'll appear, sure, I'll say it in red, sure. I'll tell Rosa that there are only 5 master keys. I don't believe you, honey. Okay, but I understand. There is no way you could throw away your lordly pride. Lordly pride. Good words. I like them. That's alright. That's more than enough. You're starting to waver a bit, aren't you? You just an instant, you thought maybe it would be alright to lick my shoes, didn't you? And you immediately denied that and felt ashamed, right? This is some fetish shit, for sure. I mean, I like it, but... just looking at the expression makes me feel just wonderful. That face of yours is so pathetic. Go look in the mirror. See how low you are here, naked and licking my shoes? So fucking kinky, holy fuck. Can you see it? Shiramiya Butler? Ooh, good one. Good transition. Umineko no naka kara ni Condo of Fitch and Reasoning. Sunday, October 5th, 1986, 1800, Fleeting Resistance. Shiramiya Butler. Butteru. Unbelievable. Are you saying that's the truth? Yes. We describe everything as we saw it. You dumb fucks! Why didn't you tell it to Rosa in the first place? Oh, I mean, it wouldn't change anything, but why won't you just do it in the first place? Like, what's the problem? What's the problem with this? Oh my god. Oh, we described it afterwards, when our life is not in danger anymore. How lucky. You're so stupid. Because none of you are cooperating, that's why we can't find a culprit. You know, because all of you are fucking dumb. George folded his arms and started humming again. And the kitchen was once again absorbed by a long silence. I wonder if with Butler character are gonna end up in him actually realizing that people are fucking sucks, mostly. George-sama, I understand well why you aren't able to believe it so suddenly. After all, even though I'm sure I saw it with your own eyes, I still don't know what it was I saw. I'm sure I saw it. And I'm sure I even got into a scuffle with it. And yet, I almost feel like it was an illusion. I see. So that's why you couldn't go into the details in front of Auntie Rosa. That's not the reason! That's pseudo. Yeah, at least fucking Auntie Rosa could be like, oh my god, there is threat of an invisible witch that can turn to people. She at least had, she could not believe in it, but she can at least have in her mind, like, this is legitimately sabotaging everybody. If you had actually told her what, squeaky chair, sorry. If you had actually told her that you just told me, that it would have carried even bigger problems. No, it wouldn't! No, it wouldn't! I can't believe how dumb are you guys. I can't believe this. This is so frustrating. Yes, I now understand that Genji-san handled it all in a remarkably composed fashion. If only I had the power to explain it. George had not actually seen it, so even when passed to believe, he just couldn't imagine it. It was only natural, because even the people who had actually seen it had ended up questioning themselves as to what it was. Let me back up a bit. Shannon, you said that when you thought Kanekun was an imposter, you went to pick up spider webs, right? Yeah, how do you realize that he's an imposter? Why did you do that? Good question. That's right, I was thinking about that as well. Why spider webs? Yeah, spiders eat butterflies. I heard it once from Kumasawa-san. A long time ago, evil spirit lived in Rokijima, and they, feared spider webs. And they said there was a legend that people treasured spider webs as a ward against magic. Holy fuck. No witch can go in my room, that's for sure. Recently, I caught like 6 spiders, and there is even more here. I'm okay with spiders. I'm not afraid of spiders. I love spiders. Or not. I love spiders, but not when they trying to crawl on me when I sleep. That's when I don't really like spiders that much. Once spider tried to crawl at me, and he like crawling onto my hand, and I woke up because of that, and I started beating the shit out of him into the bed. It was really loud. Everybody got woken up for some reason. Awkward situation. But I killed him. I killed this bitch. Nobody dared to fucking wake me up with their little spider hands. Ew. And they say it's a legend that people treasure spider webs as a wards against magic. So I just went with it. I think I was also a bit confused. No, you... At this point, you can tell them that you know Beatrice, aren't you? Some of those events are not real, right? Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. So, just went with it. I think I was also a bit confused. Interesting story. Kumasawa was very knowledgeable about those kinds of tales. Yeah, but the question was, how did you know it wasn't canon in the first place? Spiders are useful after all. Certainly, the existence of such a creed isn't strange at all. I'm sure that Dori Shrine was entrapped the power of those evil spirits, and since the spirit mirror was broken, the power revived. I have no doubt that it because the power to make Beatrice-sama revive. If I Well, I was a weak heart state, hadn't done such an outrageous thing. Mm. Shannon, you don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't blame you for that. I don't know, should you consider parts that are just wasting your time a bit? A bad pacing? Oh, should you consider parts when they don't ask right questions at the right time a bad pacing? Ouch. Um, Shannon has often hinted at a certain occult aspect regarding how she had met George. While he did learn an ear to her tales, George had always thought that this was typical of a girl, associating love with fate, chance, and miracles. George had thought that breaking a spirit mirror offered to a tourist shrine was going a little too far, but he had forgiven her, laughing it off as just a little prank. Yeah, she's a little bit weird, nothing that bad. A little prank she had done because she had seriously desired a relationship with him. Just breaking a mirror in some musty shrine wouldn't change the fate of our meeting, and that would never cause any curse. I remember cheering her up, saying it was only a musty mirror covered in dust. After I started working on this island, many of my coworkers told me of the existence of a spirit called Beatrice-sama. In the beginning, I thought it was ridiculous, but since it appeared indiscreet to comment on that, outwardly, I conducted myself that I also believed it. It's astonishing that she really existed. Beatrice-sama was in the mansion all alone, but Beatrice-sama had lost her powers and could not appear before us. Hmm. Like, what are they doing? She did exist all along. It's just that we couldn't see her. I'd like to hear Genji-san's opinion. I do not have any opinion. All that I would like to say is that when it happened, there were only 5 of us here, and I thought that Karan had returned through the back door. Then we carried him to the servant room. Something happened, and Dr. Najit Kuwasawa passed out. That is all. We have already explained everything we saw. I understand that it would be very unreasonable to try to force you to believe that when you did not see it yourself. How could he believe it? I thought that it was undoubtedly Karan-san. But then the thing got up from the bed, and that's right, started to grope about that wound in its chest like this. I felt that it wasn't Karan-san, but some different being. You probably can't understand, George-sama. The terror of that moment when the person you thought you knew well exposed that he is in fact someone else. I can't explain. I can't explain it at all. I understand. I can tell just how dreadful a thing might have happened to cause you such a shock. Thank you very much, George-sama. And they all went silent again. No matter how many times she was consoled, Janet kept on crying, weeping, that listening to the witch's sweet whispers and breaking the spirit mirror on that day had been where this all gone wrong. So this is like an event and she did it all the time? She did it last time too, probably? The witch that whispered to you loses her power if this mirror exists? I think she explained it to me a little, but I don't really remember. I think she said something about how she couldn't release her power if that mirror existed. What happened to this mirror that you broke? I don't remember. I suppose since I left it broken, it would just have been lying here where I left it. So when, as I say, the reef was struck by lightning and disappeared, it would have gone to the bottom of the ocean. Well, I'll bet picking it up and taping it together wouldn't make it effective again anyways. Truly, what I have done. Sorry. I shouldn't have said it. He didn't know that the Shannon break in the mirror had really been what had started everything off. The servants didn't go as far as to blame Shannon, but it seemed that they believed that it had been the trigger. But even now, there was no way George could believe that much. Even if he was told the story about witches and evil spirits, it just sounded fake to him. Even though he listened seriously to Shannon's story, trying to find a hint that might relieve at least a little of the pain in her heart. Come to think of it, I think it is different from the one in the Tory was. Ooh, beyond 2 hours. Oh, beyond 2 hours, hold on, time to check some shit. It may end soon, or maybe not. I don't know. Come to think of it, I think it's different from the one in the Tory, but I have heard that Madame keep a spirit mirror as a charm. Oh? Aunt Natsuki does? Yes. I believe she received it as one of the mementos of her grandfather or something, and that it held a very strong magic repelling power, a historically rich spirit mirror or something. I have also heard the same story. Something about the mirror having the power to reflect that which is not good when set it back. Ooh, the lighting. If we had that spirit mirror, could we resist the witch, Beatrice? Huh. When George proposes, the servants looked up. The shrine and the Tory were in a enshrine are gone now, but the important thing is that there is still another spirit mirror. Fuck. 2 streams in a row, what the hell? Why can't I drink water like a normal person? Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm fine. Probably. Oh my god. I've heard that Aunt Natsuki's family is descended from Shinto priests. Maybe it isn't just a simple mirror. I believe I have heard Madame say that she kept it in safe in a treasure box. It might not be very large. I don't think it says the problem. Even the mirror I broke looked small and insignificant at a glance. If our opponent is occult, then we too must resist by using occult measures. If we just sit around here, nothing will be resolved. It's worth trying, if only for some peace of mind. Of course, this didn't mean that George had accepted the witch. However, he thought it would be necessary to have some kind of purification ceremony to heal the wounds in Shannon's heart. So the story about Natsuki's spirit mirror was just the doctor ordered. Let's go. I won't suggest going to finish off the witch or something so outrageous. However, I think it would be nice if we had something that repels magic to protect us from the witch. Maya-chan told me about this earlier, but the door to Grandfather's room is supposed to be able to repel magic, right? As expected of Grandfather. He has sufficient defense against the occult as well. Let's go. To Aunt Natsuki's room! But I think Mana's room is locked. We returned the master keys to Rosa-sama. And even the servant's room, which contains a key box, has been locked up. In that case, Aunt Natsuki would have been walking around with a key. Aunt Natsuki's body should still be in chapel. It will be bad to disturb it ourselves before the police come, but we can fully explain that. However, the entrance to the chapel is also locked. Haha, Goda-san, are you not strong enough to break a single glass window? Really? Wouldn't it better be that you broke a door to the Aunt Natsuki's room? Why would you go all the way here, in the dark? You could smash it with a rock from around here. Would it, be okay to break the window of that important chapel? When Grandfather get mad at us, I'll take responsibility. From the beginning, I was planning on fighting with the whole Shinomiya family today. So they would permit my engagement with you. So I'm already prepared. Let's break the glass. Then let's borrow the key from Aunt Natsuki's body. Does it really make sense? Just break the lock to the room of Natsuki-san. It seems that George claimed that he would take responsibility had given the servants a great amount of courage. Really, guys? You still give a shit about... I mean, it's a mentality problem. Shannon got a glance at each other and then looked at George's face again. Grandfather knows everything about the occult. I'm sure he'll understand if it's about the power of Aunt Natsuki's spirit mirror. Don't worry, he won't get mad at you. I wonder if Madame's mirror can really seal Beatrice-sama. No, it can't. Once again. I don't know, but I think it's worth trying. So, let's go. It's getting darker and darker outside. Let's hurry. Shannon, get a flashlight. Gora-san, find something that looks like it can break the glass. Kenji-san, sorry, but could you get us some umbrellas? Are you gonna separate? You're not smart at all. Yes! The servants who had been rejected by Rosa started to move once again, having gained the new master. George, who had normally calm and gentle, are now exciting a commanding presence. Shannon checked the emergency flashlight. Just in case, she changed the batteries. Gora was examining several heavy-looking cooking tools. Normally, a self-respecting chief like himself wouldn't want to use them for anything other than intended purpose, but now he was frantic to fulfill the orders of one he accepted as his master. After some deliberation, he took a large, weighty frying pan. Genji removed several umbrellas from the umbrella stand set in the corner near the back room of the kitchen. He took 3 of them. Excuse me, what the fuck? Why am I coughing so much? Genji-san? I cannot go with you. It would be embarrassing for me as a head servant of the Shinami family if we were all absent when an order to be given. It's not a good look for you, Genji-san. What in the world, Genji-san? Even you should understand how dangerous it would be to be alone in a mansion now. I can't go. I must stay here so the master can call me at any time. Genji-sama. Go and serve George-sama. Don't make any blunders. Gora, I'm counting on you to be an example. Yes. Leave it to me. I will surely fulfill my duty. Is this really alright, Genji-san? Yes. I'm already at this age. All the days of my life until now have been in a repayment to the master's favor. What favor it is, I wonder? Whatever happens to the sentile old man like myself will be decided by the roulette. I think I would like to sit here and see what the result will be with my own eyes. As Genji said that, he sat down. As though saying he didn't intend to discuss this anymore, his gaze fell to the chessboard that he played on with Ninja. When George saw this, he decided to leave Genji here. Let's go, everyone. It looks like the wind is a little softer right now. George took an umbrella and dashed onto the hallway, and Shannon and Goda chased after him, each holding a tool. Uh-oh. Long pause? Long pause? Oh, it's fine. Oh no, it's not fine! After they flew out of the room, Genji quietly extended a hand to the side of a chessboard. Are you gonna play with Beatrice now? He softly pulled something that was there towards himself and hid it by covering it with his palm. Genji killed his breathing even more than before. As he did, something flashed gold. Just here, from inside the ice pale set on the counter, a small gold butterfly appeared softly and silently. It was almost as though it had watched George and the rest leave and was trying to secretly follow them. Oh, it was a knife. It happened in an instant. The gold butterfly, arrogantly flapping its wings, was pinned against the wall by the knife Genji had thrown, just like the butterfly in the back collection. Ooh. After the gold butterfly beat its wings several times, looking like it was in pain, it accepted the fate that it couldn't break free, became fine gold powder and smoke, and disappeared as though dissolving into water. I mean, into thin air. Ooh. Ha 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 ha. Genji's gaze was still lowered on the chessboard, as though nothing had happened. Maybe he would think up a brilliant move very soon, but no matter what move he made, his opponent would not be able to respond for all eternity. Even though he knew that, Genji searched for a brilliant move. It must have been a perfect way to kill time during the short period before some fate would be given to him. You can literally play chess with yourself, aren't you? So what's the matter? He didn't know what result the roulette would bring about, but that decision would be made very soon. No one could interfere with a trembling roulette ball. The door to the parlor was not only locked, but blocked with a barricade made of sofas and the like. So Auntie Rosa seemed to suspect that if a suspicious person appears, it would be by breaking the window. Sitting on a one-person sofa, her back to the door, she continued to hold onto her gun. So based. Voiceless. I didn't know what was that anymore, and so my body and mind were out. I was just playing with Maria however she wanted. In Maria's words, Beatrice was testing us to see whether we could solve the epitaph of the gold, so we had to challenge this riddle. In the beginning, I had been a little interested and had tried to solve it, but I didn't have a clue what those weird paragraphs even meant in the first place. I didn't doubt that there was some kind of riddle hidden here, but I couldn't imagine that I would solve it by chance. In the middle part of the epitaph, there were lines saying the journey to the Golden Land over the course of the first to 10th twilight. On the first twilight, sacrifice by 6 chosen by key, and the second twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close. Ooh, this is actually pretty on script. It was obvious that this hinted at the first 6 murders that had been already occurred in the chapel and Jessica and Constance murders. If this was being followed, we would have to be prepared for yet 5 more people to be killed. On the first twilight, gorge the head and kill. On the 5th twilight, gorge the chest and kill. On the 6th twilight, gorge the stomach and kill. On the 7th twilight, gorge the knee and kill. On the 8th twilight, gorge the leg and kill. The bodies of Dr. Nanji and Kumasawa Bachan hadn't been found. However, it was reasonable to assume that they were sacrifices for the 4th and 5th twilight. They would surely be found in a pitiful state with their heads and chests gorged. In this case, could we accept that there are 3 more would be gorged in the stomach, knee, and leg and be killed? Who would it be? I looked around the room, noticing that there were 3 people here, but how should I say it? My emotions seemed paralyzed. Strangely, I didn't find it terrifying. Maria noticed me with my upper body entrusted to the sofa, gazing lazily up at the ceiling. Apparently, she felt I was slacking off in the middle of my riddle solving. She got mad at me and told me I wasn't being serious enough. Hey, Maria. What was it again that Beatrice said she would do if we solved this? I was sure that the witch had written in her letter that she would give up on her collecting the interest, or something abstract like that. I was optimistically taking that to mean that she would give up on killing the whole family, but was it really written with that meaning? I didn't really feel that solving this riddle would actually save us. I thought that even if we did solve it, that would be doing just what the culprit wanted us to, and it would all be wasted effort. No, that's not true. Oh fuck, wrong voice. If you solve the epitaph, the ritual will be over, so there won't be any need for more people to die. Really? Isn't that a rule just something she made up? If we solve this riddle, we'll probably know the location of grandfather's hidden gold. She'll surely go after that, and... want. How can you be so sure? The gold was Beatrice's from the start. She won't go after something that's hers. Then why is Beata giving us all of these big hints? Not just that, why did she even set up a game like this? Magic needs risks. Risk? I don't really get what you mean. For example, in the marathon, Do you think there are medals that anyone can get by running the whole thing is worth the same as a medal given only by the person who gets first? No, I don't. What I try to say, that in the end she's just playing around? Purposefully giving us a chance. No, that's what magic is. No matter how great the magic, there are always risks and weak points. No, there has to be. I don't get it when you call it magic, but if I think about it as a gamble, I can understand a little. If you aren't prepared to lose big, then you can win big. And the slimmer the chance of winning, the bigger the payoff. That's it, exactly! That's why Beato properly explained the ritual to everyone. That's why, if this riddle is solved, the ritual will be interrupted, as promised. After all, if she breaks her promise, that there wouldn't be any risk. If he loses, will she really keep her promise? Why a flower is beautiful, even though divider? Why is that an artificial flower isn't beautiful, even if so elaborate that you can tell the difference by looking? Humans can bring about miracles by gambling their death. If there were an undying human, that person would have no way of bringing about a miracle. Really? You think so? Weak mindset. It's the same for us, for life, for witches and for rituals. If we don't bear a risk, we can't achieve anything. Oh. Is undying human is actually like is a nod to Beatrice? That's why she can do a miracle. We don't bear risk, we can achieve anything. What do we do if we solve the riddle? Do we press our answers, buzzers, and put in a hand in the air, tell the witch our answer, and see what she says? I don't know about that. If we solve it, the ritual will surely end automatically. Automatically? You sure know a lot, Maria. Did you learn all of that from Beatrice? So, if you don't bear risk, nothing can be gained. That is doubtlessly the way of the world, but it was in conflict with the chessboard theory style of my thinking that I liked. A move in chess is always a search for the best play that minimizes the risk and promises an adventurous turns of events. You don't trust your plays by chance like in gambling. That's right, there is no room for gambling in an intellectual game. Ooh. Ooh. Are you sure though? That's why chess is boring. And yet, the person called Beatrice was carrying out such an outrageous crime, or maybe a ritual, while purposefully imposing conditions for her own loss and announcing them to us. In chess, you always play the best move, so by standing in your opponent's position, you can predict the next move. However, you couldn't say for sure that Beatrice's moves were always the best moves. Can you? She literally didn't. She announced it for there to be more probability of a ritual being successful, isn't it? Ouch. I thought she probably making us focus on the epitaph as a smokescreen to mislead us about something. But Maria said that of all things was impossible. She said that it was genuine risk that the witch was taking, and therefore proved that this was a formal magic ritual. I can understand this witch called Beatrice. She must be committing these chains of murders with some goal in mind. So why would she deliberately expose the condition of her own defeat? No matter how I flip over the chessboard and think from my opponent's perspective, I can't understand why she would give up if this riddle was solved. Isn't it almost as though Beatrice doesn't care whether she wins or loses? It's natural that chessboard reasoning wouldn't work if you play chess against an opponent like this. I don't understand. What is Beatrice after that's making you commit this crime? If she just wanted to massacre us all, she could just do it secretly without this whole crazy setup. There was no need for that scrupulous advance notice, nomadic suggestion of locked rooms, or anything. It's all over dramatized. I don't get the point at all. As long as I continue to think of Beatrice as a greedy human culprit, will I be unable to understand anything? If I don't accept her as a witch, will I be unable to even set the pieces to the chessboard at all? If she really is a witch, and everything Maria had said is true, there is only one thing we should have been doing. We shouldn't have bothered with any of the reasoning of the Discord or the searching for the culprit. We should have all gathered in the dining hall and pooled our knowledge to solve the riddle. You dumb fucks can't even pool your knowledge to solve a riddle about fucking culprit. How can you solve the riddle of a hidden gold? Which is so confusing and weird. We had pooled the knowledge of many people, maybe we could be able to at least grasp a thread of an answer. We greedy humans desiring to gain something more than one another never pooled our knowledge and were being offered up as sacrifices one by one. In the end, were we humans getting what we deserved? We thought we were thinking, but we were actually thinking only of our greedy selves. In the end, I completely disagree with all the shit he's saying. In the end, chessboard theory is a technique of thinking where you project yourself on your opponent. So greedy people look inside their opponent and see their greedy selves. Side eye, Auntie Eva, Auntie Rosa, fuck. She was probably tired from being under all the tension the whole time. She wasn't sleeping, but she was continually staring vaguely at some point off in space. Auntie Rosa was proclaimed that she couldn't trust anyone who had not been killed. Auntie Rosa's chessboard thinking saw herself inside her opponent. In other words, Auntie Rosa might be an isolated woman, unable to trust anyone and unable to let her guard down. Long ago, I think I heard a bit about it from my dad. Auntie Rosa was originally been a very obedient child, but because her age was so far separated from her other siblings, and because her confrontation sibling had often made conflicting demands of her, she had been going through psychological hardship even since she was young. Apparently, when she was taking the side of one sibling, often another gave her a hard time for it. Certainly, Auntie Rosa had said many things today that could be taken as abusive language. Really? But those were words that had been engraved into her vocabulary because they had been showered upon her as well. I don't need this. She 100% super reasonable, really sane person. The only sane person here. Like, I don't need this justification of her in the story. She could do whatever the fuck she wants. I mean, at least, unless she beats children. That I don't like. The many abusive words that she was spoken was also the same abuse that Auntie Rosa has been showered in the past. Now that I think about it, I have the feeling that her style of speech today has occasional trace of Uncle Kraus and Auntie Eva in it. No, she was just being rational. Stop being a cunt about this. I just assumed the similarity came from being siblings, but maybe that wasn't the case. For the first time, I was able to sympathize from my heart with Auntie. What the fuck? Who I had come to think of as being only gentle, so mislead child. Jesus Christ. Then what about Maria? Maria had been calming something for a while. If we could solve the riddle that the witch has presented to us, the ritual would be halted and we would definitely be saved. And I think she also said that Beatrice would never break a promise she made. So that describes Maria herself. She is the one with the most innocent heart who would never break a promise. Maria is insane. What are you talking about? So she believed that Beatrice wouldn't break a promise either. She could believe that. But wasn't this just an image of Beatrice that Maria imagined? There is no proof that the real Beatrice definitely keeps her promises, right? I kept my promises. You cannot say, "You should lick my boots, Shiramia Butler," in the red text, and then say, "I keep my promises." This is not how it works, honey. You fucked up your own rules. Ooh. Sorry. If you solve the riddle of Epitaph, you shall be able to reach the Golden Land. When this happens, the ritual will end. No more people will die. Oh, honey. I mean, I like her personally. I like her personality, and I like who she is, and I like the possible shit that they could do with her. But I really dislike. I mean, I really dislike her, and that's the purpose of the story, for her to be antagonistic to you. And that's great in that regard. But she's frustrating as hell. When that happens, the ritual will end, no more people will die. So you're saying a complete monster like you would follow the rules? I won't deny that I'm brutal and unjust and a monster. However, I am a witch. I use magic. In order to use magic, there are some rules that must be followed. It is precisely because I am a witch that I cannot neglect those. You should believe at least that much. Even after pulling all this shit, you still telling me to trust in at least the rules? I do play tricks. Of course, I also deceive people. It's no different from humans. But not once have I disregarded something that I have said as a promise. What about you humans? Do you always keep your promises? Even that we have catchphrases like keep your promises, it's doubtful that we always follow them as we should. From my perspective, humans are much more selfish monsters. There is nothing as doubtful as a human promise. Even I sometimes make contacts with humans, but I doubt you can even imagine how strict an agreement must be made just to grant a single foolish wish. If there are even a small loophole, they'll immediately say something like increase the number of wishes to 100 or try transforming into a tiny speck. Is this Puss in Boots reference? That author tells me something. He said that there is nothing as scary as contracts. He say it's only natural that people who agree without reading them thoughtfully will be chewed to a bone based. Like, isn't contracts is another like intellectual shit that you need to be cautious about? How is magic is like intellectual game, but contracts is not, and you need to be thoughtful and like kind and gentle in here. I don't get it. He made the killing through ice. Realize this. People do not know of fraud from birth. They suffer it somewhere. And so it is learned. This is Butler's character arc? Please be it. Please be it. Yes, the sins of humans world, which must be forced on one another. Now, who was the witch I heard it from? Oh well. Huge reference? I'm not as heartless as you think, you see? Liar. All these people, and it's not even the first time. And you did it in such a horrible way too. How could you not be heartless? You say you keep your promises? Don't say stuff like that. I would accept you. Never. I believe that not giving that up is the only way I can resist you, okay? So now he flip-flopped back? What was it? I see. So you're saying this... So you're saying that this eternal torment will be the same for me? Maybe so. 1,000 years is a long time. Maybe a witch's true strength is decided not by their magical power, but by their endurance. Yet, yes, it explains how terrifying Lady Byrne is. Damn you, blabbling on and on about incomprehensible stuff. Hurry up and continue that eternal torment or whatever. I'm prepared to stick around for 1,000 years, or even 10,000. I mean, I'm not. So you better wrap it up. Good pacing. Chop chop. Good, good. It looked like you regained some of your will to fight. It would be boring otherwise. Come now. Don't you often see it in multiple games? In multiplayer games? You enter as a new challenger, but the opponent is so weak that's a bit of a anticlimax. So you lose on purpose to extend the game until the last round and get serious and beat them to a pulp, right? I don't get the analogy. Is there any multiplayer games in 1986? Is she time traveled? And what? It's the same as wine. If you don't let it age well, it won't sparkle. You are a wine that can withstand this process. I'll age you carefully, literally abuse. This is not normal relationship. What is this enemies to lovers garbage that is going on here? I'll raise you to be the best alcohol to color my elegant time. This is... You fucked up, guys. So don't let this much break you. Keep on denying me. After all, as long as you won't accept me, I'm nothing more than a fleeting illusion. Hmm? Whoa. Oh, they break in the window. No matter how many times I see it, it's awful. I sympathize with all my heart. Son, please get the key. Even though she has passed away, Madame is a lady. I cannot touch her. Yes. Sharon nodded sharply, her expression filled with a sense of duty. George, Goda, and Sharon has broken a suitable window and were inside the chapel. Since they really hadn't wanted to break one, they had searched for another way, just in case. For Mokomori in 30 minutes. Are you ready? I'm not watching, but I just saw the notification. But in the end, that only proves once again that there was nowhere that anyone could slip in through, and emphasize further how inscrutable was the chapel's lock room. Inside the chapel, time has stopped since they had left it earlier. Of course, even George could not approach the horrible Halloween party again. It was only natural. Because it made him remember again the sadness of losing both his parents at once. And Goda, thinking of a possibility that their bodies might have changed in some horrible way now that a half of a day has passed, didn't want to let George approach. Shannon followed Goda's instruction and approached the party table. Normally, Shannon might have resented having another dirty job forced on her, but now she could truly understand Goda's mental state. Despite Goda's prodigious skill, he had gone into trouble, lost his job, and been left out on the streets, and then Natsuki had given him a new life. Even though it had just been a casual employment for Natsuki, Goda must have felt that it was a turning point in his fate. Those around Goda could see that he felt a special kind of loyalty to Natsuki, so he probably didn't want to lose those feelings even though she was dead. Now that half a day had passed, their bodies of Natsuki and the rest had changed completely. Small bugs that would sniffed out of the smell of death had started to gather. It really wasn't something you could look at directly. Madam, excuse me. Because of her long experience as a servant, Sharon had an idea which pocket Natsuki had kept the key to her room in. Probably in this pocket. Her guess didn't fail her. Just by touching the outside of a pocket, she was immediately able to feel it. It's here! It's the key to Madam's room! Sharon held the key up high, showing the other that it had been found. As George and Goda watched her, their eyes opened wide. It wasn't the expression Sharon was expecting, so it startled her. Something behind her, for sure. Because Sharon hadn't noticed. George and Goda, watching from afar, had been able to notice it first, because when Shannon had held the key up high, a blizzard of gold leaf has billowed up from around the table. They were countless gold butterflies. Because it was the first time George had seen them, to him they might have looked fantastical, but God already knew. He knew that those gold butterflies, far from being beautiful, held sway over something disastrous. That was gold's, and that gold swelled, trying to suck Shannon in. Shannon-san, run! Huh? Shannon was realizing that she was about to be swallowed up by the gold butterflies. She ran unsteadily, her expression was shocked. As she did, the gold butterflies danced around Shannon in unison. They groped together. They tried to swallow her up. Wording? Phrasing? Shannon! Damn it, what is this? Are these gold butterflies you guys were talking about? Outside quickly, you bastards. Damn it, damn it. George and Goddard rushed up to Shannon, driving off the ground of butterflies. And while the butterflies were scattered, they ran towards the broken window. However, they needed good footing to get out the window, which was surrounded with shards of broken glass. When they had entered, there had been enough time to prepare for that, but now there were none. Let's go through the door. There is no time for looking for footing. It would open. It's stuck. Give it to me. Damn this ancient piece of crap. George-sama, quickly. Damn it. You want a piece of me? A piece of me. George took off his jacket, swinging it around and scattering the group of butterflies. But he was vastly outnumbered. It was doubtful that it even brought them a short amount of time. George struggled with a virtually broken handle. Its age showed and it didn't turn well. Brute force alone won't do it. It needs the right angle or some trick. George-sama, damn it, you monsters! Just then, Goro saw it. He was seen by it. In other words, their eyes met. On top of a party table. No, floating above it, backed by a stained glass window, laughing, the figure of a witch. He saw the figure of a witch laughing in the center of a golden wind whirl, allowing the gold butterflies to attend to her whims. But Beatrice, it should have been Gora's first meeting with her, but he knew her at a glance. Just like the other servants had said, this was certainly the witch of a portrait herself. What's her deal? Who is this? Why is she different? Is she gonna change outfits every time? Is this gonna be explained? Is this important? There's like at least 3 Beatrices here, right? Or 2? No, I don't think there's 2. There is this Beatrice. There is the other Beatrice in this, let's say, timeline that wears a Victorian dress or whatever. It's not Victorian, but whatever. And there's Beatrice that sits in the metaverse and looking in the events with Butler. It's almost time for dinner, is it not? I'm already the host of a mansion, so I must give you a warm reception with a wonderful dinner. And how perfectly ideal, there are 3 of you. My, how truly convenient. It opened! Goddess-san, run, quickly! Beatrice-sama! Huh? Are you sure you want to just stand here? If you think this place is suitable for a cemetery, then very well. I'll praise your spirit for wanting to stay by your former master's side, serving them even after death. The golden wind whirl enshrouding the witch's bursts. It was like an evil hand had literally spread its fingers and was trying to attack them. As a group of gold butterflies attacked them with whoosh sound. Hurry! We can't stand here! George's voice brought Chan and Gora back to themselves. Standing here now would be the same as a frog being started down by a snake. They had to resist. They had to fight their incarnation of a new, brutal and threatening order that was enveloped Kenjima. Music. There was no time to take out their umbrellas. The three of them dashed out through the pouring rain. They never realized because they didn't turn around, but the gold butterflies apparently couldn't handle the rain too well, and this hampered their ability to chase after the tree. Yeah, they're butterflies. The three people ran from the golden pursuits and flew into the mansion. Uh-oh. How nice, how nice. If it wasn't like this, it wouldn't be interesting. They locked the door and flew into the room. A bit of a scent from Natsuki's favorite gentle incense remained in the room. However, there was no time to let it calm them now. Where is it? You said it was a treasure box, right? It's just something I heard. I never knew where it actually. I think it's probably in your dresser, on the corner of the bed. Shen claimed that because of your woman's sex, but in a corner by the bed there was only an incense burner, a half-read novel, and a pair of glasses. Ooh, picture. But the dresser's was elegant and had many drawers, but it would be understandable if she had kept some of your valuables here. Aunt Natsuki, I'm sorry. Began to violently open each one of the drawers. He had to hurry. He couldn't actually hear footsteps, but he had a feeling that the witch was approaching. Can she just teleport? He had the feeling that her love was approaching. He pulled out the drawer one by one and examined their content. Every small box for makeup looked like a treasure box, and the amount of effort it would take to inspect all of them made him feel a little dizzy. Maybe it's in this box. It's locked and I can open it. At a glance, it looked slightly larger than the music box. When shaken and rusted, though various small objects were inside. But it was locked and wouldn't open. Normally, you'd hide the key somewhere nearby, but maybe some people always take it with them. I don't know. There's no choice. Let's break it. We can't do it recklessly, right? We might break the mirror inside. Isn't there some tool we could pry it open with? Damn it. Gura looked all over the room trying to see if there is some tool that they could use, and he noticed the door which has been left open even since they entered. He approached the door to close it and noticed there are no abominable shadows of people approaching from beyond the darkness in the hall. But no, damn. No, the phrase shadows of people wasn't right, because it referred to human shadows. You can't call the shadows of beings that aren't human shadows of people. Okay. George-sama, hurry. Gura's voice trailed off. It was a shock from seeing the procession of those not of this world. He was a servant, so he knew all of the servants that worked for the Shiramiya family. But he didn't know about these. However, they were definitely servants. They weren't servants working for the Shiramiya Kings or Shiramiya Crows. Oh, it's this guy again. Multiplied. Okay. They were new servants who worked with the new master of the mansion, the Golden Witch Beatrice, and who had goat's head and bright red boiled eyes of lava. And the new master laughed loudly and trimly directed 6 of the new servants. He saw her pierce the darkness as she came. Of course, she was clad in the gold butterflies that were her symbol. Gura hardly closed the door and locked it. However, the instant he locked it, it returned to normal, just as though it had been knocked back by a spring or something. It almost gave the illusion that some prankster on the other side of the door was opening it every time he closed it. Distance-wise, they shouldn't have reached the other side of the door yet. Then who? How? It felt just like playing with a broken toy. Click boink, clink boink. It won't close. It opened even if I closed it. What's going on? Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Do you think a lock would stop me? Do you think the door or the room would inhibit the room's new master? It was like the witch could see Gura's frantic effort through the door. Even as he struggled, their footsteps continued to approach. And then, not just footsteps, but a breath too could be heard. But he gave up on the lock and rammed the door with his shoulder, making the lock his own large body. George-sama, quickly, quickly, quickly! George-sama, what about this? A letter opener. That's better. Let me have it. The fountain pen isn't working. George took it and once again dug into the crack under the lid of a treasure box. Does Shannon has the same power as Kanon have? It looked like it's working. Quickly, quickly. Wow. The pressure from across the door grew even stronger. Gora screamed. It wasn't a war cry for the test of strength. He was terrified. He was simply terrified that, except for a single wooden door, he would be touching something not out of this world. But he was still lucky. He wasn't touching them directly, because they were on the other side of the door. So it was natural that if he did touch them directly, Gora's cry would turn from something brave into shameful and yet very real screams that would make glass shatter. Ooh, Gora couldn't believe what was right before his eyes. Going through the door, an arm, almost as though it was sticking through the surface of water, slid through, ouch, as though it was perfectly natural, and stroked the back of Gora's hand as he tried desperately to hold the door closed. It phased slowly up his arm to his chest, and then his chin. By now, Gora's scream was not even vocalized. He couldn't hear a sweet whispering voice from across the door. My voice is getting fucked. It wasn't coming from the witch, but judging by the sound of a voice, it was a young woman. But there was no difference in the fact that it was a voice from one not of this world. Hi, cutie. Striking a pose. How cute. Hey, you see it, right? You life flashing before your eyes? Tell me when it's over. Thanks. Over already, huh? Bro. Good sounds. That obscene arm burst apart, and they heard the sound of something jumping around the room at an incredible speed. They didn't know what it was. Incredibly fast, small like steel or maybe a beetle. When the bird itself ran in the center of Goda's chest and stopped for the first time, they realized that its true form was something like a stake with a strange design in it. Goda's large body shook, went backwards, and fell over. Was it Looney Tunes' death? She sent a little cone flying, and it was so fast that it bounced over all the walls and then got into Kora's chest. It was Looney Tunes' death. Nobody takes it seriously. As it did, the door opened slowly, even though Novus was pushing it, and the new master of the room were welcomed in. It looked almost as though the door itself had accepted them. You're ugly, guys. I don't like you. The gold attendants entered one after another, 6 of them! And then that witch entered, and the gold butterflies entered. The room was wrapped in a blizzard of gold leaves, which fell and piled up, turning it into a world of gold. Ouch, flashing light. Or change outfit. Shannon, the roulette has chosen you and George. Thank me for my day of release. I assume you have no regrets? Not at all, right? Receiving an engagement ring from the man you fell for, and then being killed before spending the night together. Isn't it regret at all, right? You wanted him to teach you the happiness of being a woman, didn't you? Oh, yeah. Aw, no, Shannon. It's hanging. You regret. From your mouth. I I can see it dripping from your mouth, Shannon! Kia, 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 kia. Crock. It was the sound of a lid of a treasure box breaking and opening. When George turned it over, out fell accessories, charms, various small objects that Natsuki had treasured when she was a girl. Mixed in with those was a pouch that stood out from the rest. He picked it up and checked it immediately. This was it. I found it! That's it! One move short. Die! Damn it. All at once, the gold butterflies attacked George, who was painfully slowly trying to remove the content of the pouch. Ooh. Oh, is this a shield? Why the fuck do they have magic powers? Just then, it seemed like for just an instant, a brighter red flash lit the room. Within a circle drawn with Shannon at the center. Therefore, it was a very divine scene. Almost as though a single streak of light had cast through the clouds in the ceiling in this world of gold. George, who was curled in a ball trying to protect himself from a group of butterflies, didn't have a clue what had occurred. She's in her anime pose. Oh. When he noticed that Shannon was blocking the way to him, shielding him, with a serious face that she had never shown him before, as she glared at the witch and the rest. I've forgotten. You were also Ginza's excellent furniture, and you matured much more than Canon. How dare you do that to Kanon-kun? Not the fact that you killed him? How dare you erase his remains and even try to disgrace his honor? Come on, Shannon, is that what's making you mad? If you're lonely because you can meet Canon, just ask me, I'll bring you together anytime. That's bitchy. When the witch shaped her fingers, one of the 6 ghost attendants glitter gold and changed to Canon. It was definitely a sight to make one doubt their eyes. It was definitely Canon's face. But his eyes. However, in those eyes there were none of that sincere glint of Canon's. They were only the clouded eyes of furniture that did nothing but obey the orders of a witch. Is it a different type of eyes that were before? Didn't he have different set of eyes before? Ooh, we almost did 5 hours. That's fun. Oh! Huh. They were only the clouded eyes of furniture that did nothing but obey the orders of a witch. George couldn't understand the scene right before his eyes. And he finally understood why God and the rest has been unable to talk about what they had seen in the servant room. Is it fun? Oh yeah, it's fun. It's always fun to reunite two that have been torn apart by death. Because I get to enjoy it thrice, one tearing the two apart by death, one tearing them, and one tearing them apart again. So, Canon, play with your sister. If she knocks you about, show her face with as much anguish as you can imagine. Phew. In the Buster Karen's arm, a strangely shining tail extended. It planned to tear Shannon's apart with that. Shannon, who still hadn't prepared her heart, apart with a single stroke. What's George doing? I won't forgive you! For disowning you as a death not once but twice, I won't forgive you! Stop bubbling! Get killed by your brother, Shannon! I'm sure you'll be able to give a good dream. What's George doing? Just asking? For a friend? As the imposter cannon drew several purple trails, he definitely had attacked Shannon. But when he flew at Shannon, it felt like some kind of invisible wall had been set up in front of her. A bright red ripple trail was left on the wall, and it repelled the imposter. No, it didn't repel him, it smashed him. It knocked him back, turning him into a golden dust, into pieces, scattering him. How is George doing? Ooh, she's cutie. The figure of a foolish furniture who had mocked Count's form and even disgraced his honor after his death broke into countless gold butterflies, and then broke butterflies himself, and then those butterflies themselves broke into pieces, and those pieces were broken into pieces, until they were no longer butterflies but spray of gold and disappeared. Shannon! George-san, please don't move from here. I don't want to shift the central axis. This is a surprise! Even though you make a face like you wouldn't hardly fly, you can display such power? I see, so the spirit mirror is lending you power. But you don't have the preparation or the time to draw out the true power of a spirit mirror. I won't give you either one! The spirit mirror George gripped was letting out a divine radiance and displaying its strength not to submit by wicked power, but that radiance was no match for the witch's sinister nature. This is why furniture is frightening! That feeling like unexpectedly hitting the corner of a cabinet with your finger toe. This is why furniture is frightening. Yo, furniture, furniture, furniture! I am not furniture. And I think you're very beautiful right now. What? Huh. I wonder what did this furniture, who hasn't lived even 100 years, just say to a witch of 1000? Yeah, elders not always make the best decisions, you know? You're a very beautiful person. Of course there will be lingering regret between two people who loved each other. But there isn't even a scrap of the kind of regrets you're hoping for. You dare speak, furniture? Hmm? You have something. When you say that, you have forgotten the days that you wanted to be tied to George so much you licked my shoes? Living with love and crawling in musk is what humans do. With sneering at that and thinking you can look down on it, you're far inferior to them. Especially now, I think you're beautiful. How much does it mean for love and couple to consummate their love? Does it mean something? It does mean something. It definitely does. But it's completely different from what you're saying. It means something more sacred, so sacred, that one such as you has no right to speak of it wickedly. So I no longer have any regrets. Jerson and I have sworn our love to each other. As a proof, I accepted the ring. With that, our eternal vows were completed. No matter how you torture us with your wicked magic and your malice, you cannot disgrace that for all eternity. Huh? Don't speak as a poet like it's so neat and clean. Love is lust, it can be talked about with only pretty words like in shoujo manga. What the fuck do you know what shoujo manga is? Men are flies and maggots that get caught in your scent and gather around you. Ooh, she's a femcel. Do you still not understand that at your age? You'll despair when you're given even one glimpse of a black as star lust of that glasses man behind you. You'll be devastated, speechless, no words, no reaction, no expression, no goddamn good at all, Shannon! That's enough! Stop talking furniture, you furniture. Who the hell do you think you are talking like that? Love is just a fraud, how to pretty up something that ultimately filthy as all hell. Don't people become adults when they realize that? Die, you trash! Furniture scrap! Fuck. I missed a line, I'm sorry. Gimme! Oh, she didn't finish talking. Gimme. You'll turn to filthy maggots and then we'll see whether that glasses guy still loves you. Is he gonna love you if you were a worm, Shannon? Think about it. Beatrice is so funny. I'll show you your goddamn filthy reality of love. Die, you piece of crap. You won't tell me you love. The invisible column of light which shined in the center started to have bright red ripples drawn all over it at once. The wall did its best to withstand the invisible malice that was trying to corrode it from all directions. What is it you call the resisting? You're insignificant, you're frail, just like the pretty picture you try to paint, just a frail presence. You're just hiding what you don't want to see by ever covering it with a veil. Do you still not understand? That's why your furniture, see, it's crippling away. Crunch, crunch, smack, smack. How tiny, how shameful, compared to your frail resistance. Parmigiano Reggiano would make much more effort to shave. What? The golden wildstorm was covered the room gradually, shaved away the walls of the column that protected Shannon and George. The bright red ripples frantically drew a pattern of resistance, but the wall was beginning to envelop the two, becoming instead a red wall of despair. Georgeson, I'm sorry. It was impossible. For me. After all. Yes, thank you. You fought for my sake. That alone makes me happy. You should hug. You should hug and die together. That would be cute. As the column that had once protected them was assaulted and covered with trail of blood, scuttling red ripples, it contracted and began to suck the two of them up instead. Flashing lights. I don't like those. George-san, can I ask a favor? Shannon grasped George's hand behind her, so George hugged her shoulders just as strongly. What is it? Before the end, please let me hear you say you love me. Ooh, Beatrice will literally kill you just right now. Ouch. Ouch. Be quiet. Sure. Saya, I will forever. Oh, this was consuming. We're close. Sunday, October 5th, 1986, 2100, surrender. I'm so cold. So cold and kind of hungry. Should I push it or should I not push it? I wonder. If I push it, I could stream like for half an hour more, maybe? Nah, I should push it. It's fine. After Genji finished taking his late meal, he went out to do the nightmare rounds outside the mansion. Nighttime. He reheated the soup that Gora was started making and ate some random leftovers from the refrigerator. They were all things Gora had made himself, and were of course delicious. He had half-heartedly gone to ask Rosa and the others what they would do for dinner. Oh, I can hear water. That's what I'm hearing. would go for dinner, but he had been yelled at by the voice telling him that they had canned food, so they fine, and the door wasn't even open for him. So ironically, it was the servant Genji who was able to eat the more delicious meal. But even though all of those crimes had been committed, and many people had already met the brutal end, why was it that Genji wasn't afraid to do more rounds all by himself? Judging by his appearance, he had cried out his normal task without a trace of fear, as though everything was normal. You might think that all of the horrible events that had happened today was just a dream or an illusion. Was he taking a philosophic view, or was it simply resignation? Genji must have considered it a virtue to synthetically carry out the duty until the last moment, since the fate was awaited him was unavoidable. It would probably be eternally impossible to perceive the depths of his heart unless he told of it himself. Because he had given the master key to Rosa, the places he could go to were extremely limited, as he could go walk around the hallways checking to make sure that the windows were closed. So he was able to go around that route far more quickly than usual. Ooh, new door. Lightning. After the sound of moderate knock, Auntie Rosa, who had been falling into the doze shortly before, jumped and woke up, pointing the barrel of the gun to the door as she yelled, "Who is it?" I was napping on the sofa, and the voice also brought me back to reality. "Rosa-sama, it is Genji." "Do you have some business? We'll be fine without opening the door. Tell us from here." "Yes." "Well then, forgive me for speaking in this fashion. I have found the bodies of Dr. Nanji and Kumasawa." What did you say?" "I see. Alright, let's go and check them. Until I see corpses, I won't believe anybody." It's alright, Butler. If you're with me, it's definitely be alright." Maybe my face was shadowed with anxiety. Maria grasped my hand, it was her smile hand, and spoke softly, trying to give me courage. Since it was Auntie Rosa's job to ready the gun and stand guard, it fell to me to remove the barricade of sofas. When I finished, I took a backward glance at Auntie Rosa, who was pointing out the barrel of a gun over my shoulder, and opened the door. "Genji-san, where are their corpses?" "In the courtyard. I shall guide you." "Butler-kun, wait! Just in case, I'm going to check the doors and windows of this room before we go. Wait a second." Auntie Rosa called me to a halt to prevent me from going on ahead, and began to carefully check the locks of each of the windows. But those locks was already been checked once. It felt kind of unpleasant, although she suspected that I might have secretly unlocked them when she wasn't looking. No, maybe she was just trying to be cautious. Even though it was called the courtyard, it wasn't really a pretty place you could take a walk in like a rose garden. On the contrary, since it was surrounded by the mansion on all sides, it made you feel a little discomfort, although it was telling you that you couldn't escape from the mansion even if you tried to escape to the outside. On the other hand, thanks to that, even though the violent winds could be heard, the wind itself was blocked. Genji-san held out an umbrella, but Auntie Rosa ignored him. She probably wanted to say that the gun took two hands, so taking the umbrella wouldn't be dangerous because she would be able to fire the gun. Even without Genji-san pointing his finger, he would tell immediately. Right in the center of the courtyard, we could see where Dr. Nanji and Kumasawa-san lay. Auntie Rosa entered the courtyard without even an umbrella, so Genji-san and I also entered the courtyard without opening one. Only Maria had one like normal. "Maria, is this, you know?" It's the 7th twilight and 8th twilight." I see. Certainly, just as Genji-san and the other said, there's a horrible wounds on their necks. Very sharp. Oh, let's read the character files. Almost as though they've been sliced with a katana or something. Ooh. Characters. I'm losing my mind. I'm sorry. Who died? Died. Oh. Not confirmed? Really? Okay. Almost as though they've been sliced with a katana or something. That gaping wound in their neck definitely made me want to avert my eyes. But after seeing the Halloween party in the chapel, even though I thought it was horrible, it was no longer enough to make me feel sick. Instead, our gazes were directed to their legs, in Dr. Nanji's knee, and Kumasawa-san's ankle. Driven into each of them was something like a knife or a stake with a demonic decoration. They would surely be the same as the one that had pierced Jessica's back. What is this? It's the same as Jessica-chan. Is this supposed to be some kind of a cult ritual, I wonder? I don't know. The last time I saw their bodies, there was nothing like this. Maybe it was done after they were carried out to the sermon room. The one that had been stuck into Dr. Nanji's knee was still standing erect. Wording? But the one that had been thrust into Kumasawa-san's ankle might have been a little shallower. It had come out and fallen over. So it was only when I saw that one that had fallen over that it was the first time I realized that it wasn't a knife, but something like a stake. The full length was probably about 30 centimeters. It was probably made of bronze or iron or something of the sort. Even without touching it, it could tell that it had some weight to it. What was the stakes, I wonder? It was composed of a grip and a cone-shaped part, and it was obviously made to be a piercing weapon. Maybe I could describe it as a miniature version of those lances Western knights use on a horseback. The grooves again. The grooves that has been carved in a spiral shape made it also look like a drill. However, the grip has been a cult-like design of a demon or something. Instead of a weapon used in war, it felt like something that would be used in a ritual to offer up a sacrifice. There's no mistake. They're meant to be sacrifices. On the 7th twilight, gorge and knee and kill. On the 8th twilight, gorge the leg and kill. Oi. Wrong ways. Wait. Then they're left out in 4th, 5th and 6th twilights. Don't tell me. That's right. Why is Genji-san alone? If someone like this had happened, why wouldn't George-chan and Higura-san and Chan-chan be here? Why was Genji-san alone? What is this? Where did George-kun and the other go to? They told me that they wanted to go to Madame Sansui's room to search for something, and left. They have not returned yet. What did you say? You say they left? When was this? 2 or 3 hours ago, I believe. No way! Why didn't you say something that important? Wait. No, why didn't you think that was suspicious? There must be always one servant awaiting orders. It was my duty to wait for order until they returned. Was Genji-san really that much of a robot? This is bad, this is bad, this is really bad! The fact that Dr. Nanchi and Kumasawa-san had been killed in this way meant that 3 people has already been killed. We ran towards Aunt Natsuhi's room, with a touch of anxiety and just as much resignation. Before we even saw the inside of Aunt Natsuhi's room, we were imprisoned by a certain resignation. On the door was bizarre graffiti? No. Filth? 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 Ooh, good song. Quiet. I like it. In any case, the door was in a normal state, and we were able to imagine what was inside that room without opening it. On the face of a door... How should you say it? Someone was heavily painted their hands with the same red paint that the magic circles from before has been drawn with, and had banged on the door, scratched it, dirtied it. It was dirty like an aftermath of kindergarten playing in the mud. I didn't know what it could mean. The bright red paint that had been slathered on was dripping down, and even though no one said it, it made us think of blood. Genji-san, please open it! And Terosa held her gun up high and ordered Genji-san to open it. Genji-san approached the door without being particularly troubled by that stuff on and turned the knob, but he immediately turned around, shaking his head. It was locked. Somebody else needs to try to open it. Right now, there was only one person in this mansion who could lock and unlock door at will, Auntie Rosa. This time, Genji-san asked Auntie Rosa to unlock the door instead of the other way around. After making a slightly disgruntled face, Auntie Rosa handed me the master key and told me to open the door. Butler-kun, would you open it for me with this? Just trusting Genji-san with something like that wouldn't... Auntie Rosa glared at me with an intense gaze. Getting into a fight here would only make the environment turn even more sour. Without taking back anymore, I approached the creepy door and tried the knob. It didn't open. Okay, that's good. It was definitely the resistance of a lock. I stuck the master key into the hole. Clunk. A light resistance. While listening to Auntie Rosa as she told me to be cautious, I opened the door without being particularly cautious at all. And there was a scene laid out before us, not betraying our expectations in the slightest. How horrible. But I thought it was a reproduction of the 4th, 5th, and 6th toilets. The inside of the room looked as though a robber had just broken in. Drawers were flung open, pulled out, and their construct thrown all over the floor. The room devastated, so that it looked nothing like the room of a methodical Aunt Natsuki. But the thing that caught the eye before that was Goda-san's body lying face down right in front of the door. One of those demon stakes has been rammed right into the center of his chest, almost as though it had been stuck here to finish off a vampire. It still could be Kinzo, right? Where is Kinzo? Oh, now we can read this thing. Died in Natsuki's room with his chest having been pierced by a weapon shaped like a stake. On the 5th twilight, guard the chest and kill. The chief's goose was cooked. He. Okay. Shannon. Died in Natsuki's room with her forehead having been pierced by a weapon shaped like a strike. On the 4th twilight, gorge the head and kill. She got to spend her last moments with a man she loved. That's nice. Died in Natsuki's room with his stomach having been pierced by a weapon shaped like a stake. On the 6th twilight, gorge his stomach and kill. It's hard to say, but they might have been the 2nd twilight. What's this comment is about? Those comments are so weird. One of those demon stakes has been rammed right into the center of his chest, almost as though it had been stuck here to finish off a vampire. Exactly how far would it have reached after being stuck that deeply into the chest? My own chest hurts just imagining it. Gosh, his chest was the 5th twilight? Maria grabbed my hand. Your expression looked just like normal, but maybe she really was afraid of the aura in this room where the bodies lay. And along the wall farther into the room, Judge Ainke was dead. How's Maria fine with this? Like, isn't it completely contradicts everything that Beatrice does? This is super brutal, anti-humane shit. And along the wall farthest into the room, Judge Ainke was dead. This time, one of those stakes has been rammed right in the center of his stomach, gouging his stomach with a sixth twilight, I think. Really? Shannon-chan's body was face down over the front of a drawer, lying at a sea of blood. This horribly broken mirror, sprayed with blood. Had she seen her final worldly expression? Because she was face down, I couldn't see her face, but I could imagine even without seeing it. Nearby, in a sea of blood she lay in, a demon stake had fallen. Only the fourth twilight was left. George gorged ahead and killed. Maybe my heart was completely tired out and dead. Even though I knew what I was doing was wrong, I lifted her head and checked, and confirmed that my guess was right in the mark. There was a gaping hole in Sharon's forehead, and her insides were dripping out. Not only that, you could even see inside her. After seeing that, I finally noticed that what I was doing was wrong. I immediately averted my eyes, but by now it was probably pointless. Hey, Butler-kun! You have to leave everything alone until police come. What do you think you're doing, touching it? What will you do if our precious evidence from a crime scene gets disturbed? And Teresa yelled furiously at me and even yanked my back of my collar. I tottered limply and fell on my butt and gazed dimply at the ceiling. Maria. Now even the 8th twilight is over. What was the 9th twilight again? On the 9th twilight, the witch revives and none shall be left alive. I see. So now the golden witch Beatrice will be revealed. What then? On the final 10th twilight. On the 10th twilight, the journey ends, and you shall reach the home of the gold. Very soon, the door to the Golden Land will be opened. Very soon. The witch revives, and none shall be left alive, you say? We are going to die? Or is the sacrificial ritual over now, and our journey will end, and we can make it to the Golden Land? Our journey, yeah, right. We've spent the whole day trying to find the culprit, wrecking our brains as we try to break out of the situation. And we haven't gotten anywhere. It's like they say, thinking stupid is no better than sleeping. So true? That's right, we've spent the whole day burning ourselves up with hatred and paranoia. We said we could only trust dead people. And we came all the way here just to check out their faces. If we are like this, how can you say we can make it to the Golden Land? That's right, if nothing could be solved, it would have been much better if we had locked ourselves up the whole time without thinking at all. Grandfather was the wisest of us. Yeah, he literally killed all of these people. Mark my words. He's been shut up in his room since yesterday without any contact with anyone. That would have been fine. Grandfather was the most correct. It'll be alright, Butler. If you're with me, it'll be alright. Witches are very fickle, and they're terrifying beings who maybe kill humans for fun sometimes. But if you're together with me, it'll definitely be alright. So don't be afraid. Thank you. Even if that's just to comfort me, it makes me happy. After Auntie Rosa finished investigating their deaths, she proclaimed that she would seal their room again, chase the rest of us soon, stole back the master key she had lent me, and locked the door again. It seems that George Anarchy has been out, holding the original key to Aunt Nancy here around. She has also collected that. Wait a second. She had all the master keys in her hand. And if the original key has been shut up inside the room, wasn't this another locked room? Is this a fourth locked room? No? No Beatrice Butler discussion about that? Okay. Now that we had been released from our suspicion of those three, we once again returned to the parlor. I don't have a clue what's going on anymore. If only the dead are safe and everyone alive is a wolf, then all that's left of me, Auntie Rosa, Maria, and Genji-san. Kinzo. Only those, grandfather and 18th person, the guest who I haven't even sensed, Beatrice. 13 people had died, and 6 were left. With only 6 people, how would the wolves and sheep puzzle end? Even though the puzzle, which had 19 people in it, has been reduced to a mere 6, I couldn't find any answer. Ouch! No! Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oops. Oh, hello! What the hell? I didn't saw... I have chat open in my other freaking window and it didn't display any chat messages. I'm sorry. Hello. Oh, I'm so tired. Maybe we should end. Oh my god, hi. Freak. How long ago was this message you said? I know. Okay. You know what? Let's end here. I need to go take a really hot shower because I'm really cold. I'm like freezing cold. No, let's just at first let's read what we missed accidentally. 13 people had died, 6 were left, and 6 people, mere 6, and couldn't find any answer. Return to the parlor. And that's it. Let's save it. And we'll probably finish this chapter next time. And next time I'm streaming on Monday. And hopefully on Monday I'm gonna finish the brush up for my model and debut it. I mean, I'm not gonna actually debut it. I was just gonna show up with a new updated model. Not new, just updated. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go take a rest now. Thank you for watching if you watched. See ya next time. Bye bye.